When you're aerodynamically designed with that hairdo, you can do those kinds of things. With that sweet mohawk.
Here comes Rodriguez. No look for Fernandez. What a play! How did they pull that off? Fernandez is still good to go.
Incredible shot. Rockets by 1 with 1 second to go.
Understand it. I'm a fucking bandit. Understand it. I'm a fucking bandit.
Here it goes.
Understand it. I'm a fucking bandit.
Down to 8. Moves on public. Takes it in. Hammers it home. Throws down a sledgehammer.
He does. He does.
Right on the cowboy.
Understand it. I'm a fucking bandit. Understand it. Understand.
And throws down the hammer.
Understand it. I'm a fucking bandit. Understand it. I'm a fucking bandit. Understand it. I'm
Gonna go home. 32-9. What a pass by Edge, and then Warren drops the sledgehammer. Oh, he just sucked the gravity right out of the building. What a play. Look at that. What did we just see? What a punchline.
Understand it. I'm a fucking bandit. 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 Bandit.
And Garnett can do nothing but smile. Saul says, K-Pot's a big ticket. K-Pot. I love it, baby. Goes. Oh! He took it right at Kevin. Oh! Up high, down hard. Fisher, nice rotation of Bryant. Buckle up for Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant just sucked the gravity out of the target center. Great match. Oh, Kobe Bryant! Woo-hoo-hoo! Guard for human life. What a play!
What's up, Straight Talk Society? This is your host, Trevor, and I am back with another episode of Straight Talk Sports. Episode 3, we're going to do the NBA second round recap as well as the Eastern and Western Conference Finals recaps. So we got a real busy show. So let's get started. Let me bring my co-host in. What's going on, Venkat?
What's going on, Trevor?
Another day in paradise.
You've been busy,
Man.
You've been doing all kinds of stuff.
I blame you. I blame you for this because I ain't want to do this, and it's like every time I turn around, it's something else. Somebody's calling me. Now they want to do debates on the channel and everything. So it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And,
yeah, man. Goodness gracious.
We haven't even started football season yet. And
I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, oh my God, what's gonna happen when football season starts?
And we'll be right back tomorrow. So I mean, but it is what it is. All right. So these, just so you guys know, these NBA shows are a little more difficult only because they're series. So it's not like at the wrestling event we could just come right on and talk about it. Whereas with these NBA series, it's like, damn, you know, you got to wait for the 7-game series and then you get caught up doing something else. And it just, you know, so that's why it's been that's why the time is gone between it. So what we're going to do, we're going to review the second round of the playoffs as well as the Eastern and Western Conference Finals, which will probably be over this week. So so what's been your overall thought about the playoffs though, as far as like surprises and things like that, or has it kind of been chalk all the way?
The playoffs right now, I think the biggest surprise may be the fact that if you look at like some of the teams that are in it right now, like for instance the Lakers who lost last night. The Lakers
I bet that made you happy.
The Lakers is a team that started the season off 2-10, and they've been struggling mostly the whole season. And they really started to turn around once they got some trades in by the deadline. So then they started winning games, and things just started changing with the dramas of other teams like the Memphis Grizzlies, Golden State Warriors is punching teammates in the face. You know, all these weird things that are happening. So there's been a lot of like disruptions for some teams, and that left it open for other teams to just go in. The Milwaukee Bucks being eliminated in the first round, that was shocking because I picked them to be in the finals representing the East this year, but that didn't quite happen. And on the flip side, you got the Miami Heat that are kind of surprising a lot of people, but it's the same thing as with the Lakers. They've had some fortunate moments where other teams, you know, it's just not the Heat's fault. You know, they're just doing what they're supposed to do. But you know,
these people, boy, a man can't just give you a straight up compliment. Boy, it's always a backhanded.
Is it backhanded or is it just what it is?
I mean, you're talking about. Well, I mean, we'll get to it, but you're talking about the number 8 seed, like 1 game away from sweeping who most people had back in the finals. I mean,
but remember, rewind back to the Celtics, just like the Golden State Warriors. Rewind back to the Celtics with their off the court antics, with their head coach, and the scandal that was there, and the disruption that may have caused a team. And you know, it's just things like that just, you know, if that wouldn't happen, would it be different? You know, you don't know. But they're just very inconsistent. They're very shaky. But it's just funny, you know, the two teams from last year's finals having controversies that kind of like started their season, and they haven't really shaken those issues, and they find themselves in a bad place this season.
I'm thinking this is Michael, but he keeps changing his name every time. If that's you, turn your camera on. I need to see who you are.
Oh, we need Michael on this show.
Yeah, I need you to turn your camera on. I need to see who it is because he got a different name now. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we need Michael here.
Yeah, you jokers ain't gonna come up here pouring bombs and all that crap. All right, Mike, real quick, because this not Man Talk Monday. We got to kind of move. We got a max on this one. What do you think about the NBA playoffs so far? As far as like, is it going true to form, or have you been surprised? What?
I have 2 things. One, I think it's about time we stop listening to these talking heads. These talking heads love to, you know how like you wake up one day and you're like, damn, why did I pick a player's name? And it's literally because these talking heads tell you to, and you hear it 900 times, and then because look at how many years they've been telling us Joker is trash. Don't nobody believe in Joker. Joker's garbage. That boy nice. Like, stop playing. And look how many years they try to convince us all year. Yo, I'm telling you, Sacramento's the new thing. They're the new bye Sac. You know what I'm saying? And the one thing I want to say, I want to apologize to LeBron James. Bro, they are not going to appreciate you until you're gone for a while. I don't know what, and I'm not choosing a side, but Michael Jordan's fans are like, they act like Michael Jordan wasn't the most blessed player in history. And I ain't talking about skills. I'm talking about this man had a top-notch GM who made fire moves.
We gonna get there.
He had his you want me to stop?
No, go ahead, but we already got there's an app for that. We already got it covered.
All right.
No, go ahead.
He had a top 50 he had a player that played next to him his whole career that could take a team to the playoffs by himself as a star player. He always had a third player who would be a second player on any playoff team. Always. He always had a top 5 shooter on his team. And if he didn't have a top 5 shooter, he had 2 top 10 shooters. Because dudes be acting like BJ Armstrong wasn't that dude. I don't know where they get off on that. BJ Armstrong.
Hold on, Mike. Hold on, because you gonna have to get. Man, this 2 days in a row.
Bro, I be telling people I need to get my spots on, you know what I'm saying? I need to get my sound effects off. I ain't mad at you.
Here, as you say that, if you go back to the last show we did, I was saying the exact same thing you saying to VanCat about how talented those Bulls teams were. And everybody was like, what? Man, bro, those Bulls teams back then could suit up against anybody right now and beat them. Anybody.
Dude, they love to act like Mike was by himself. They like to, and Skip Bayless like, he needs some help. You know why Jordan didn't need help? Because he had the GM that actually put work in. Think about it. You lost BJ Armstrong and Paxson, and when he came back, you had the most accurate shooter of all time in Steve Kerr. Like, am I true? Like, and then the greatest, rebounder of all time.
Rodman.
First of all,
am I bugging?
Not the greatest rebounder.
Don't forget he had Horace Grant.
Oh no, that was the first 3. That was the first 3. I ain't even on that yet. I'm talking about
what's my man? God, I keep forgetting my man's name. You said him last week, VanCat. Oh man,
what he play?
Ron. He's talking
Ron
about
Harper.
Ron
Harper.
Bro, look at it this way. He had a GM that was so forward thinking.
Lord.
Bro, no. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Jordan had a GM that was so forward thinking. Well, you gotta tell me what I'm wrong about because I ain't say nothing that was a lie yet.
Because
he had a GM that was so forward thinking, he realized, okay, we have a goon who's not gonna get any better. Michael's now a tough dude. He don't need a goon no more. Let me find him a center that can pass. Before that was the thing. Before there was dudes thinking like, let me get a center who could pass out of the block. Let me get a center who could start the break. He traded Oakley and got Cartwright from a enemy.
You're looking through things from a rose-colored glasses, man.
I'm looking at things through the glasses I wear every
what
day.
Michael Jordan had, which is not what you're saying.
You're crazy. You crazy.
What? This guy just said Cartwright.
You're crazy.
Bill Cartwright was one of the greatest. Cartwright was one of the greatest big men passers of the game. Michael Jordan did not need a center to be a star. He needed a center to get rebounds and make passes. Bill Cartwright had assists. Stop playing with him.
Oh, come on, man. Come on.
You're bugging. You're bugging. And you're gonna tell me so Paxson wasn't nice? BJ wasn't nice?
Those guys were in specific roles and specific spots.
You're saying my point.
It was.
You're giving my point.
You're
LeBron
making it
LeBron has had like 2 teams where the GM was smart enough to say, okay, I'm going to put the players around you that you need. They realized what Jordan was, and they put the players around him.
Okay, with that whole overinflation of the team,
overinflation of a team that went 3-peat.
Okay, what did BJ Paxson BJ, I mean,
There is no such thing
BJ
as a
Armstrong.
BJ Paxson, sir.
You know what? BJ
Show
Armstrong
respect.
and Paxson. Well, it should
Respect
call him
BJ
that.
Armstrong. He was the
I
man.
mean,
Hey, BJ
what did
Armstrong was
they
my favorite
do?
player on them teams.
What did those players do when they got off of the Chicago Bulls? What did those players do
Doesn't
before
matter.
they got on Chicago Bulls?
Doesn't matter.
Sir, you
There's
can't
only
sit
there's
here.
only one guy
Let me answer.
that did something after the Bulls.
That's not true. But let me answer.
Okay.
But let me answer.
Who and
I'm
who
gonna answer
is
both
that?
questions,
Who,
matter
you
of fact.
saying Rodman or Horace Grant?
Horace Grant just had like one season with the Magic that was decent, and that was it.
Come on, man.
Man, you bugging. You're
Come
bugging.
on, man.
You're
Okay,
bugging.
I think
Sir-
you guys need to do some
Man.
research.
Man,
Sir,
you tripping.
You don't
Okay,
get to-
so
I'm gonna
he-
ask you a question.
okay.
You don't get to praise Jordan for being this superior man who makes everyone around him better and then chastise everybody else. That
No,
don't make
I'm
no
not
sense.
doing that.
If he
I'm
makes
not doing
everybody better,
I'm
then
not doing that.
they're not okay. Well, then they're not great. If then he's taking these players that aren't great and making them better, right? So then they're gonna go back to normal. Same thing
Scottie
with
Pippen
LeBron.
is doing
Same
that.
thing with Kobe. Same
Scottie
thing
Pippen
with
did
D
that.
Wade. What?
Scottie Pippen did that.
Scottie Pippen did what?
Scottie Pippen made those around him better.
Yeah, he did that too.
Scottie Pippen was the real driving force. If you look at Michael Jordan, he was a great player, but what was it the knock on Jordan all those years? That
He didn't trust nobody.
he
was a
plays
selfish
really
asshole.
good, but he can't shoot worth a damn.
All right,
As
since
far-
you guys gonna just go ahead and jump my order, let's just get to
Oh
it. Now.
Lord.
My
Man.
bad.
Because boy, y'all just already just jumping, just jump my order, man. Jeez.
He can't shoot worth a damn, and he can't win. Those were the knocks. Once Scottie Pippen got on the team, and by the way, I'm not saying that Scottie Pippen came to the Bulls ready-made. It was Scottie Pippen working with Jordan that developed and improved his game. But once he got to a certain point, the value that Scottie Pippen brings to that team is constantly overlooked. When
I agree.
in '92,
So
when
you're
my
proving my point.
Blazers was beating down the Bulls in Game 6 in Chicago, Scottie Pippen was benched by Phil Jackson. I mean, I'm sorry, Michael Jordan was benched by Phil Jackson because he couldn't get anything going. He was struggling like hell. Scottie Pippen then went out with the second and third unit in the rest of the game, and they did a mini comeback. Then Jordan came in and helped them along, and they won the game.
So
But
how
Scottie
come,
Pippen-
how Venkat, how come when we doing these shows and I always talk about how great Scottie Pippen is, everybody's like, oh, Jordan. Pippen,
Because Jordan is a great marketer, but he's a great player,
Pippen was
but
the
he's a greater
backbone.
marketer. And everybody's hypnotized to this Jordan crap. I'm not a Jordan fan. I do give him credit. I'll give and take the credit. I see the value in all these players, but sometimes people go overboard, and I have to bring them back to reality.
I agree.
Michael Jordan did a lot of great things, but he did jack squat diddly without Scottie Pippen in that jersey, and he wouldn't have done
Phil
anything.
Jackson.
Right. I mean, he came back as the Wizards. I'm not saying that he should have a fair shot with the Wizards, but he didn't win nothing. Scottie
All right,
Pippen
so
moved on.
let's look at this. So Michael Jordan being 1-9 in the playoffs without Pippen.
Right.
So we like to always talk about the three-peat back-to-backs. I mean, the 2 3-peats. But that was with Pippen. He couldn't do it without him.
Mhm.
He couldn't get past the Pistons for a good while.
Right.
So I always extol the praises on Scottie Pippen. So it's just funny to finally hear somebody else come on here and be like Pippen, when since we've been doing this show, I don't think Pippen has gotten any type of love at all. So let's look at this other one though. So Rachel Nichols is saying Scottie wasn't MJ, but even MJ wasn't Scottie, wasn't MJ without Scottie. So I don't know if you guys could see that, but playoff totals in 6 final runs. Pippen 2,200 points, Jordan 3,700, which naturally it's going to happen. but Pippen had 900 rebounds to Jordan's 700. Pippen had 244 steals to Jordan's 218. Pippen had 111 blocks to Jordan's 91. 116 games played. And what's that? Field goals per game, 15.8 to 25.2 from Jordan. So obviously Jordan was the scorer because everybody deferred to him, but this is where let me back that up. I apologize. Venkat never said that Pippen wasn't great. No, I've never heard him diss Pippen. My argument has always been this. Venkat criticizes what the Miami Heat did when LeBron came down here. And my contention is always look at the Jordan Bulls. Those were the same teams. Like, what's the difference? That's how the conversation always starts, because I always say how those Bulls teams had superstars, but you try to tell me those guys weren't superstars. So I'm glad Mike came on and backing me up that those guys was friggin' superstars.
Those guys were not superstars. Those guys were not superstars.
Bro,
they played
at
one
point it was Jordan, Dennis Rodman, and Scottie Pippen on one team.
Okay, when you say superstar, you didn't even say stars. You said superstars. So that would mean that there would be an origin where they were leading a team on their own.
Pippen
what team did B.J. Armstrong lead? What team did Paxson lead?
I'm not talking about. Those are role players.
Okay, no. So Pippen when you look at
the finals without Jordan, you forget that, right?
Hey, do not let him make up the definition of what a superstar is. Leading a team does not make you a superstar, sir.
The what?
Look how many trash players.
Ask Ja Morant that. Yeah, ask
Ja
Morant.
Ja Morant is damn sure not a superstar.
He's
box office, but he ain't no superstar.
He is a superstar. He's one of the best. He's even though he's in this controversy, I still ain't gonna be clouded.
You know who's not a superstar, but they act like he is? Jason Tatum. They love Jason Tatum. I don't see it, bro. Jason Tatum is a good star.
Yeah, but you're knocking on the guy when he's down, though.
I say this every year. I think Jaylen Brown is better. He just don't get the ball.
Jason Tatum just scored 51 points in game 7.
Yeah, but Venkat, that doesn't mean anything, man. Stop
that
saying
means everything.
Just a man scored all those points. Somebody has to get the points.
That's what I'm saying. Jason Tatum get the ball, so he gonna score the points. You know what? On that Jason Tatum thing, when he get traded this offseason, and y'all see him go blow up like James Harden did when he got to Houston, I want y'all to remember y'all said this. Because they said the same thing about Harden when he was on OKC. He's all right. He ain't that, but he all right. Once he become the man, now everything changed.
Wait, you the one said he's not a superstar.
No, I said Jason Tatum's not a superstar. I said when Brown get traded. Brown get traded.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Brown is that dude, bro. Brown got that dog in him. It's just they don't play for him. They don't run nothing for him. He got to get his shit on his own.
I can't tell right now.
We'll see. Remember, I said this. Remember OKC Harden and remember Houston Harden. Remember what happened when they let the dog off the leash. You're gonna find out.
Here's one more. Here's another one because Venkat sent me all these things. I gotta make sure and get them up before we get into the series. So the most points by a player in a single playoff game. So we got Michael Jordan at 63 points, Elgin Baylor, Donovan Mitchell, Charles Barkley, Jordan again, Wilt Chamberlain, Damian Lillard. He had to make sure that one was in there. AI, Michael Jordan again, Michael Jordan. So Michael Jordan takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the top 10 spots on here. Bro, nobody's saying Jordan ain't great.
Michael Jordan is the greatest putting the ball in the hole person has ever been in existence. Nobody is fighting that.
Why y'all making me like Michael so much, man? I ain't supposed to like this fool.
First of all, you know what the problem is with you? You think you're my Van Cat. You're not. You're my twin. And Van Cat is the exact opposite of you. Where everything you want to agree with me 100%, but Van Cat does to you what you want to do to me. That's the problem.
Yeah, because Van Cat, boy, I know he don't believe half the shit he be saying, especially on those wrestling shows.
Wait a minute, hold on now. I'm more than often right, okay, about what I'm talking about. Let's
Side note,
let's
and
not
really,
talk
really
about
quick.
what.
Did you see the new finishing move for Trinity? Her new
No.
all right, we'll talk about that on another show. Go ahead. I just want she had her first impact match.
Is it ass base?
No, sir.
Ass face.
We're gonna fight. Stop talking about Trinity.
Well, we got wrestling with reality tomorrow, so we'll bring it up. I'll make sure to try to check it out before we start. Yeah, but it is funny though, because I think for years I never thought Michael Jordan was the best player. To me, and listen to what I say before you go crazy, Venkat. I would rather LeBron James on my team than Michael Jordan because I can get everything.
I would agree with
LeBron.
that. I think everybody would agree with that.
You agree with what?
Because everybody would be easier to play with LeBron. Nobody's disputing that. LeBron James is passing and scoring. That's way better than this damn Michael Jordan that'll take up all the shots. You got to stand there and wait for when he calls on you, if he calls on you. It's a different thing. It's like Kobe Bryant. It's the same thing.
But
that's not what we were talking about. We weren't talking about that.
But they'll say that that's just a superstar in him, and that's what LeBron gets criticized. All right, the game. LeBron took a terrible shot yesterday. That was a horrendous last shot that he took. He should have passed that ball. The three was wide open.
Oh, Murray had the ball tangled up. That's what stopped him.
But he took the shot because if he didn't take the shot, they were going to be seconds. Like, how come LeBron didn't take the shot? How come
exactly?
But he that's took what the shot been doing to him his whole career.
He took the shot because Skip Bayless says every day LeBron is the greatest driver of the ball. Why don't he just drive the ball? I'll tell you why. Because the second you get in the lane, they're gonna clog you up just like they did. That's why LeBron passes.
But you know that LeBron has rightfully been criticized for not taking the shot because he's had several moments where he should have taken a shot, but he made that extra pass, and then either the guy turned the ball over or missed a shot, and then it comes back on him. It's just
we playing the percentages there. We playing the averages there with that. Because what
they would have never said that about Magic Johnson.
Well, Magic's just on another level, man.
No, Magic and LeBron on the same level. Cut that out.
No, he's
yeah. They kind of the same player.
They're not the same player.
Mike, just so you know, man, like your mic today sound a million times better than yesterday. I don't know what the hell was going on yesterday.
Hey, look here, Beard. I don't need your sanctimonious.
Man, your mic. I was like, damn, boy.
Yo, I think it's because I was on 10, 15% the whole time trying to plug into my computer. Hey,
yeah, but Magic Johnson and LeBron are the same player, man. They can play they could play every position. Their passing is fantastic. They're the same player.
Oh, please. Well, anyway,
you know who we need to give more props to? I think Isaiah Thomas needs more props.
Definitely.
People don't give Isaiah Thomas enough props.
Definitely.
There is not another little man that has led a team without another superstar to the championships but him.
And he beat all the best guys in their prime.
Thank you. Beat all the big dogs in their prime and put Jordan on his ass.
But he could magically not get on that dream team, but whatever.
We all know politics.
Why. We know why. Wasn't that because I forget what he did?
Because he didn't shake hands with them. They did the same thing to the Bulls that the Boston Celtics did to them when they went on to win the championship. So in their mind, they were passing on the baton. But Jordan, Mr. Man, that dude in high school didn't let me borrow that shoelace, so I'm a bankrupt this family. That lame ass dude.
Yeah, it's amazing how petty somebody could be. If you watch Michael Jordan's Hall of Fame speech, that is the definition of petty. I mean, this guy calling out people that aren't even basketball players anymore. They're probably like construction workers or something. And
that heifer in preschool who didn't give me the banana. Right. You know I wanted that banana heifer. I'm like, what's wrong with Jordan?
It's embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing. And Michael Jordan, his legacy is amazing and all that crap, but he did a lot to damage his own legacy. He damaged his own legacy by devaluing his opponents. So a lot of LeBron fans, they will point to teams and players in the 90s being not good, not weak, not competitive, because he has done so much damage saying how much better he is than other guys in the day, which is ridiculous.
We know that's not true, though.
I know that because in the 90s, there was nothing but every team had a major superstar. Even the worst teams had great superstars. But whatever. I mean, Michael Jordan, in hindsight, he doesn't get it. You can only go so far with this until it starts to affect you.
Oh,
but
I
he's
get
so competitive and he's so ignorant in the head.
Michael Jordan is a way better Goldberg. Where he don't want to see nobody else. Nobody else got to win. It's got to be me. I'm the greatest. I want to win everything. Everybody else is trash.
He fell off. He probably be back on. But what's I mean, I know I hear this a lot about Jordan and his attitude and stuff like that. But what's wrong with just saying you're the best? Like, what's wrong with it?
See, he didn't say he was the best. He said, I am the best, and I am so far ahead of the rest of this trash, they shouldn't even compete. They should just be there for me to step on.
But we got the eyeball test. We see that's different, though. The basketball back in the 80s and the 90s was way tougher than what it is now. Just prove me wrong. Somebody.
No, there's nothing to prove wrong. That's why LeBron, in about, let's say, 10 years after LeBron retired, I promise you, the amount of people that say Jordan is the man is going to change to LeBron is the man, because as time changes, the way people look at life changes. All of us that love that toxic foolishness that we grew up on. Yeah, man, I used to walk up the block and have to fight two bullies. We love Jordan. They were like, yeah, Jordan, that's right. All these other dudes who were like, well, I like to share my tangerine slices with my friends. They're going to look at LeBron and they're going to be like, he was a nice guy. It was great to play with LeBron. LeBron even made the trash guys look good. Look what he's doing. He made Rui Hachimura a household name, and that dude going to get rich.
Hoochie Mama.
Yo, Hoochie Mama gonna get rich off of LeBron. He need to call LeBron and give him 2%.
I got one more Pippen.
Oh yeah, this is
very
so
disparaging.
Bad.
This is very this is heartbreaking almost. So he was first on the Bulls. This is during the 97-98 season. Is this a season where he kind of had through a hissy fit in that finals?
Yes.
Okay, so he was first on the Bulls in assists and steals, second on the Bulls in scoring, rebounds, and minutes played, sixth on the Bulls in salary. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm going to get back to that one. And 122nd in NBA in salary.
So that means somebody on the bench was making more.
Exactly. What other person besides Michael Jordan was making more money than him? Rodman. I know Rodman was.
Hey, do not blame anybody but Scottie Pippen for Scottie Pippen's moves. When I watched the video where the GM looked Scottie in the face and said, do not sign this deal, Scottie. Do not. This deal is trash. You'll make way more money. Just wait. And he said, bump all that. I need the money now. And they locked his ass into a long contract with no money. I don't want to hear nothing.
Why not just get a guy a fair contract in the beginning then?
Because you know why? Because we live in America. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to
the land of exploitation.
Exactly. We live in America. The closest thing to a meritocracy is business. They gonna stab you up. George Carlin, the greatest comedian of all time, said the first thing he said, the reason why he don't mess with businessmen is because the first thing a businessman thinks when they see another businessman is I gotta fuck this guy harder and deeper than he can fuck me. That's business in America. That's how they think.
Mm-hmm.
And GMs are just businessmen. They want to lowball you, to lowball you, to lowball you, and then when I got all this money left, let's just make it a surplus and keep it for ourselves. That's why they had to change the collective bargaining agreement.
Yeah.
Because they just try to pocket the money. Now they have the minimum they have to spend. Because they were just pocketing that money. Like, shit, why you think Jordan ain't get no money most of his career?
See, Mike is made for the Mike is handmade, tailor-made for these type of panels. Like Michael Mike can talk about any damn thing, and he'll just go and go and go.
I'm trying to stop. I want to let Van Cap go. My bad, bro.
Nah, we got all right. So yeah, that's messed up with the Pippen thing, but I do take that back. Van Cat never said anything bad about Pippen. His whole point of contention with me is when I say that I'm okay with the super teams, and then when he tells me, oh no, I don't like it, it's bad for basketball, and I always bring up the Bulls, and he'll tell me, no, I don't know what I'm talking about. But if the Bulls was a super team, have I ever seen one? And okay, let me prove to you how the Bulls are a super team. Remember when they went 72-10, right?
Yeah.
What year was that?
That was I think that was 97. The 97 season.
So that was the 97 team. So why did it take over damn near 30 years for it to happen again?
Well, I mean, the team that did it again wasn't a super team. They were just like the Bulls.
What?
You see what I'm saying?
The Warriors is not a super team.
Bro, I present
you guys
this
don't
man
know
with
what a
so
super
much
team
logic,
is.
and you see what he's doing to me every time.
Okay, so listen. On that team, all those guys were drafted. Draymond Green was a second-round draft pick. That means that nobody wanted you.
What the hell does that mean?
Okay, second of all, Steph Curry, he was drafted to the team, and Clay was drafted as well. They became a super team when Kevin Durant came on the team. Kevin Durant was not on the team that won
on that one.
No, Kevin Durant is the guy that has the dubious distinction of being on the team that had the Warriors down 3-1. The same year they won that, they lost only 9 games that season, and they were up 3-1, the Oklahoma City Thunder, and then they got ran back on them by the Warriors. The Warriors came back from 3-1 and beat them, and then in the offseason he signed with the team that beat him, and that created a super team scenario. So again, you got to realize what a super team is.
That's
having
why you
guys that are organically adapted to a team is nothing. That's homegrown.
Okay,
that's not super team.
Oh God,
super team is when guys collaborate with each other. Hey man, you have all this power over here, and you have all these power over here. Let's get together so that nobody can beat us.
I almost said Chris Benoit. Do you believe is Chris Bosh a superstar to you?
Of course, he was a big star on the Toronto Raptors.
A superstar. That's what
at the time he was, but that's the thing. His star went down, just like Kevin Love in Cleveland, right? Kevin Love was the best power forward. What?
Chris Bosh wasn't no damn superstar.
But Cartwright was. B.J. Armstrong.
I never said Cartwright was a superstar.
Paxson.
I said he was a.
Really?
I never said Paxson was. When did you hear me say that?
So Chris Bosh in Toronto, their top draft pick, and for a few years there, he was the man there.
He was a star. Yes.
Big fish, small pond.
Just like Kevin Love.
Never won anything. Big fish, small pond.
Just like AD before he came to the Lakers.
What do you say? AD was a great player. He did not win. That's
not win and be a superstar. That is the number one rule.
No.
I don't know about that one. So Dame Lillard,
be a superstar.
Damian Lillard's not a superstar. Then
Dame Lillard has won. He's taking the team to the playoffs deep.
What the hell does that mean? You see the records in basketball going to the playoffs?
Hey, to be a superstar, you must at least get close to a conference final. You cannot be a superstar if you ain't getting close to a conference final.
He's putting his own spin on
final. Kevin Love,
he adding all type of qualifiers to that one, boy. He like
that's how. Hey, there's only 5 superstars in the NBA today, in my opinion.
Oh Lord,
who? Let's say 5 or 6.
Who?
Oh Lord.
All right, superstars. Let's go.
LeBron.
LeBron
Giannis.
is a global icon.
LeBron,
but he is not
Giannis,
a superstar anymore.
Ja Morant. I guess we got to say Joker. That's 4.
Joker's a superstar.
Who else? Who the other 2?
Okay.
What's his name? The boy out in Phoenix.
First of all, you got
Phoenix boy.
Luka Doncic.
Luka's a superstar.
Right, but
Luka is. The boy out in Phoenix, Booker.
A superstar is basically a person that's capable of winning in big moments and big games.
Hold
As
on,
a person that commands.
You read that comment on the screen.
Well, I would agree with that comment.
Hey, is that
I
Daryl
would agree with that.
Yeah, that's Daryl Salette, man.
Hey, what up, boy?
I would agree with that comment 100%.
You owe me $20, nigga.
I need to make a video.
One of these days.
I'm gonna make a video with all that flopping that he got going on. Just
everybody flops in the NBA.
No, not like this dude. He's the first superstar to get fined for flopping. When they incorporated that rule, I was like, "Oh my god, who's gonna be the first person?" And sure enough, it was LeBron.
Man, it should have been James Harden. Stop fronting.
Well, James Harden is notorious as well. Yeah, he's on.
James Harden is the ace of flopping.
So name the other superstars. You still got two.
Oh, my bad. All right.
Joel Embiid isn't a superstar?
Nah, not yet.
The MVP of the league?
That's another issue in itself that needs to be talked about.
We're gonna get because y'all already done jumped my whole damn format.
We need to get into the playoffs. We need to get on this friggin' Joel Embiid MVP.
So you want to do the MVP stuff first before we get into the series?
We could do whatever.
No. Let's go into the series and work our way up to that.
All right, let's knock out the second round since it's already over and shit. We already know what the deal is. So let's go to the first series. Denver beats the Phoenix Suns 4-2. To me, Kevin Durant is the most disappointing player in the NBA. He can't lead anybody to shit.
Right. I mean, if you look at his legacy, his only wins is attached to Steph Curry. Outside of Steph Curry, there is no win. Now, Kevin Durant is like one of my favorite players. Like he's up there. He's like,
is he a superstar?
Yeah. Oh, of course, 100%. Kevin Durant is one of the most efficient players ever, and one of the greatest scorers ever.
Why can't he put a team on his back? Then they almost lost to Sacramento.
Well, he could put a team on his back. It's just that he had.
I'm trying my best to wait my turn. You killing me.
No, I'm just saying he had the unfortunate thing of jumping to so many teams. So when you look back, first of all, the team he started with, which is not a super team, because they were drafted on that team, OKC. But you look.
Hey, Venkat, hold up. I don't want to. I remember what you're gonna say because I wanted to ask you this. That OKC team that lost to the Heat in the playoffs in the championship. Yeah. Do you think if they would have stayed together, that team as constructed would have been a championship team?
Oh, of course, 100%.
I think so too.
And that's their fault. Yeah. They got robbed too. By the Miami Heat. That game too.
Get out of here. Come on, get
LeBron fouled Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant agreed with me. On Twitter, he even agreed with me.
Finish saying what you were saying.
Oh, whatever.
You always got to say.
Hey, I'm just being real. Anyway,
first off,
go ahead, Mike.
Kevin Durant is, and I know people ain't gonna like me, and I don't care. He ain't a superstar no more.
Oh my God! You're taking away superstar privileges?
Yes.
But you can't do that.
Yes, I can. Who told you I can? Hey, if you can make up what a super team is, if a super team only exists if the guys come together in free agency, but it doesn't exist when they talk and they get the GM involved. The only difference between the Bulls and the Lakers, and the Celtics super teams from back in the day and the ones from now is they had the GM involved. The only difference is the teams now take the GM out of the equation. That's the only difference. Because they was
a lot of that was the luck of the draw in the drafts and whatnot. That also came to play too. So.
You can call it what you want. A super team is a super team. If you have three caliber players on your team, it's a super team. I don't care what you want to call it.
They weren't having dinner in South Beach. Talking about coming together.
We talk about this.
Hey,
we talk about this.
Venkat is the most Venkat is the most like righteous dude I know. Like he would really rather Lillard stay in Portland and never win a title than to link up with a super team and actually win a title. Like
because you can end up like Kevin Durant, where you just whoring yourself out from team to team and looking like a dumbass in the process. I mean, even Lillard said it. You know, you chumps are suckers for going from team to team. This is what Lillard said.
Did I send you that thing where he said he wants the fans to start demanding the trade?
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I mean, but that was just some jerks online that was pushing his button, so he just responded to it. But
you better hope so, because you would literally come on here and just. I could that'll probably make you cuss because you don't cuss, but that would probably make you cuss.
All right, I'm gonna give Durant a bly. I'm gonna give him a pass.
Okay.
They played like 7-8 games during the regular season,
right.
And they have a horrible coach.
Right.
I don't know what he was doing, but I didn't see them run one play during the series.
And you also got to remember Durant. When he came to Phoenix, it was 7 or 8 games. Then boom, got injured just doing a layup.
No, it was 4 games. Then he got injured. Then 4 more games.
What do you think about his body type? He never put emphasis on his body. Like you talk about Gunther and stuff like that, but Kevin Durant has the lankiest, just unassuming. I mean, like you got lanky players in the NBA, but nobody is like as humped over as him, and he almost looks like he has like an old man physique.
I think him and Embiid need to call Tom Brady and get on this plyometrics bullshit and do something to their weak ass joints and tendons, because when dude did the 8 bench press of 135, he struggled on 185 because in the NBA combine you're supposed to do 185. Right,
wow.
Bro. And that's why he'll never be in the paint. That's why he stay out there in 30. He shoots from 30. That's why. Because he weigh the same as my balls. That's it.
But to be fair, Kevin Durant, he'll go down as one of the greatest. It's unfortunate where he chose to put his career. You know, he's on New Jersey super team. He's on Phoenix super team. He's on Golden State super team. It's like he's super teamed it to death. And many of those teams did not win. Again, only Steph.
Where would he be? Where would he be in the 80s, 90s era?
I think he would still be a good player, a great player, but it would be tougher because
him a superstar.
Yeah, Kevin I think he would find his way. I think he would.
Kevin Durant is the greatest Robin there has ever been in the history of basketball.
Oh my God! Come on now.
That is who he is.
He's a leader. He is,
bro. He went to Phoenix and let that young boy shoot about 60 shots a game. If you were a big dog, that don't happen. And I understand that's
but he's getting older.
Shit.
He's getting older.
Y'all criticize LeBron for doing that, for passing up the ball.
I don't criticize LeBron for anything.
Yeah.
He ain't got. When you make a brother make that noise, you know you heard the argument.
You guys are hitting Durant extra hard. I mean, I agree. He has some points where he needs to be nailed on, but I'm not gonna go all the way in on Durant.
Bro, he's the greatest Robin of all time.
Let's go to the this next series. I'm gonna save the other one for last just so we can get into the MVP stuff. But let's go to I mean, I don't think this really was in any question.
Hey, watch your mouth.
The Cardiac Cats Miami Heat defeat the New York Knicks 4-2. We didn't see when I mean the series wasn't that great. Huh?
Watch your mouth.
Oh, you a Knicks? I was wondering if you was a Knicks fan.
I'm from Brooklyn. What you expect?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean shit. But
bro, why you want to fight, bro? I don't understand why you want to fight every week.
Like this is one of them things like storybook. You know, you got the Heat Knicks. They tried to play it up with the rivalry, and they showed all the old playoff video and stuff, but they never could duplicate it. I mean, because at the end of the game, these guys was high-fiving and hugging and shit like that. Whereas the old Heat Knicks, they throwing hands in the tunnel. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't got much to say about that, but just Jimmy Butler is Jimmy Buckets, playoff Jimmy. I mean, it is what it is.
Nah, miss me. Get out of here, Jimmy. I love Jimmy Buckets. Let's not sit here and act like we didn't watch a burgeoning superstar in the flesh coming in from New York.
Brunson?
That young point guard Brunson, he looked just like Harden did when they got rid of him and sent him to Houston. I did 2 Harden references in one show. He looked crazy, and the only problem is you cannot, if you know anything about basketball, you know you cannot win the championship with Tibbs. It's impossible.
With who? Oh, Thibodeau.
He's a good coach.
He's a good coach.
Thibodeau is a very good coach, but
I don't know why he
Thibodeau
gets
maxes
such a
you
hard
out.
rap.
He maxes you out in the regular season. There's no other layer to go to. There's no other level to move to.
But would the outcome be different per se if like Randall wasn't available in all the games, though, right?
Man, Randall is
He
not
came
a
back
good
the
number
second
2.
game.
He's not a good number 2. They
He
need
came
to
back the
move
second
him.
game.
They need to move him. They need to, that's who Hachimura need to go to. Imagine if Hachimura was their number 2.
Hoochie Mama.
You will show respect to Hachimura, sir. I know they was all over the white boy. Hachimura is my dude. I don't care what they say. Hachimura is that man play hard nose. He don't say nothing. He just gonna get these rebounds. You're gonna get these threes in your face. That's all I got for you. Hachimura is that guy. I hope the Knicks sign him, move Randall, get off the Knicks always got a bad contract, but we overachieved this year. There is no disrespect to them, and let's keep it a buck. We got 2 games off him. Can the Celtics say that?
I'm a disrespect the shit out of the Knicks. I've been hearing this. Listen, I've been hearing this. I started listening to sports talk radio in Florida in 2006. I've been hearing from you stinking ass New York fans, sports fans. Oh, this my year. I hear from the Jets. I hear from the Giants, or at least the Giants have won something. But I hear it from you Knicks who haven't won shit.
Not a thing.
In forever.
Forever.
And every year is y'all year. Or are we getting better? Y'all the team and y'all the fan base that wants a 10th place trophy. Y'all the one that want a participation trophy. Well, guess what? You ain't getting no goddamn participation trophy over here. You got your ass kicked. Try again next year.
Damn right.
Love you though, Mike.
So love, of course. Let me say this. I've been in Florida for a very long time, to the point where I can't even go back to New York. Like it's crazy now. And when I got here, all I heard about is who had the perfect season in football. We had the perfect season.
I don't like to hear that. I hate that. I don't want to hear that anymore.
We drink champagne every day when someone loses. And y'all couldn't find a quarterback. To a man. Please.
But I would say that nobody would want to or should sign with the New York Knicks because that owner is suspect as hell. He's kicking out legends of the Knicks. Like, how you gonna kick out Oakley? This guy literally bled and sweat for that franchise, and like he's not welcome to come in New York.
The owner is garbage, but the GM
trash,
and the front office is looking fire. Look what they've done in just 3 years. This Brunson signing, we have Brunson.
Yeah, but it hasn't been 2 years though. I mean, the last time they've been to the playoffs is back in Carmelo days.
Hey, we can only talk about what's happening now, sir. We have Brunson on such a low contract. Oh my God, that the owner of Dallas wake up every morning and just cry in the $100 bills because he wish he'd have kept them. We can actually build. We actually have a team you want to build with. We can get free agents now, and we still
who's gonna go there? Who's gonna go there?
For that damn tax?
My G, you just get more money. Just get more money.
Mike, but you did something that all Knicks fans, all New York fans do. Y'all typical with this. I said something about your franchise of the show that we're talking about now. We're doing a basketball show, and you go to the 72 Dolphins because you ain't got
because that's the only Dolphin team that was worth a damn.
Nothing that's relevant to come back at me on. You go to the 72 Dolphins. I wasn't alive when they were relevant.
Sir, I lived in Florida and had to hear all y'all trashy Dolphin fans talk about how this is gonna do it this year. We got it, yeah. And then by the time the second game is over, all of y'all going talking about Florida State, Miami, UF, because that's the only football teams in Florida that's worth a damn.
Mike, you so lucky. I'm telling you, you so lucky that Venkat didn't push me to this during football season, because for those first 11 games of the season, I would have been the most insufferable person on earth, because the Dolphins was Super Bowl bound last year, and you can't tell me before Tua got hurt, this ain't that show. We'll do that show because I'm gonna do that show. But like, bro, I was insufferable last year. I'm talking about there was some things y'all wouldn't have wanted to be around me. I was like New York type of sports fan, the way the Dolphins was kicking everybody's ass. But I digress.
Stop acting like the Knicks fans are the worst. We all know who the worst fans are. It's the Cowboys
fans are the worst.
The who?
Jets fans are the worst.
No, sir. Cowboys fans.
Yeah, but at least they won. At least they won something.
Entitlement.
Yeah, they won something when we were like what? In middle school?
Middle school.
Yeah. I remember. Oh, snap. I remember when I met Michael Irvin. Were you there that day?
Oh, funny stuff. Well, tell me your Michael Irvin story.
Because you know the girl whose name I won't mention that lived right near you. I used to mess with.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Michael Irvin's related to her because our principal, that's his brother. And when I met him, I shook his hand and I said, you know Jerry Rice better than you, right? And he said, who this little punk? And I was like, hey, bro, I just got to keep it real. And he shook my hand. He's like, I like you got balls, son. And then he bushed me in the head.
Mr. Dudley's brother. So I met Michael Irvin. Me and it was me, Rashid, and probably somebody else walking down. We were walking down the street. I don't know if we were coming from the basketball court or what, but this Ford Explorer came around the corner and they were like kind of swerving. So we reckless kids. We're in the middle of the road, like, hey man, what's up? And then they stopped in the middle of the road and let the window down slow, and nothing but weed smoke just coming out the car. And then we look and we was like, oh shit, it's Michael Irvin. It's Michael Irvin. So he was in the back. He dapped all us up and everything. But like that was my time seeing. That was a cool ass experience. That was probably
he related to them. You know that, right?
Huh?
He related to them. The girl I'm talking about.
Oh, he is?
Bro, that's why I met him at their house. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Okay.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. I know exactly who you're talking about.
They related to Dudley too. I went over the house and saw him. I was like, what are you? I was going over there to see a certain white boy whose name I won't mention because he probably wouldn't care, but I just gonna put nobody's name out there. But yeah, we was over there hanging. He just happened to be on the block. I was like, wow.
Yeah, we always get derailed and go into something else, but
because we live some lit lives, bro. We did some lit stuff.
Let's go to this next series. So this was even though the Lakers won 4-2, this to me this was like the best series of the second round, just because it seemed like it went to 7 games. This shocked me when I saw 4-2, because to me it seemed like it went 7. It went 7, but you had the Lakers pulling it out 4-2 over the defending champions, Golden State Warriors. What do you guys got? And I think in this series, I think the Lakers shot their wad. Like I think that this was it. They gave everything that they had, and this is where this spelled the beginning of the end. Even though they advanced.
I'll say this real quick and let Van Cat go. Jordan Poole, you so lucky you got your money quick, boy. They wouldn't pay you a dime this year.
Yes, that's true. Valid point right there. My God.
Mm-hmm.
It's embarrassing. The Golden State Warriors, they were like one of the worst defending champions, if ever, in history. their defensive rating was so low, unbecoming of a champion. So it was very clear that they were not going to repeat as champions. It was just when they were going to get eliminated. They struggled just like the Lakers did early in the season. They were not in the playoffs for most of the year, and they started to turn it around very, very slowly. Their season started when Draymond Green popped Poole in the face in practice, and that pretty much was a metaphor for how their season was going to go. And just a very disappointing thing. They had some interesting victories for the year, but it was just all upheaval for that team to even come back, qualify for the playoffs, and then miraculously they got past the first round in a game 7 against the Sacramento Kings, an up-and-coming team. So, it was just a matter of time before the Warriors. I think everybody figured the Warriors were not going to repeat. And to be honest, I think they were fortunate that they won that title last year, to be honest.
Venkat, this is the second time I heard you say this. So I'll ask again. I'll ask every time you say it. What is defense in today's NBA? Like when you got scores that's 130 to 140, who nobody plays defense.
I get what you're saying because the All-Star game was an embarrassment due to the lack of defense and everything else that should make the game interesting to watch. That was probably one of the worst games ever played this past All-Star. But they do, the defense is like holding your opponent under 100 points and the averages across all the teams in the league. So they're usually rated in the top 10, if not top 5, the Warriors, over the years that they had those championship teams. This team is like near the bottom. So they were nowhere near what they used to be in their former glory days. So it was going to be tough. And that's the thing. Defense wins championships. So a team that is struggling, like my Portland Trailblazers have been for a couple of years now, that are like ranked near the bottom, they're always going to falter at some point because you have to have that defensive ability. Even in this time, come on, the league has changed. They decided to make decisions to make the league more open, fast-paced, entertaining for viewers to pick up and watch. That's the only reason they're doing this. But at the end of the day, it's still going to come down to some sort of defense.
It's not like it used to be. It's no longer I'm going to shut you down for a whole game. It's like that across sports. It's no longer I'm going to shut you down for a game. It's we can stop runs. That's what defense is now.
Right.
We can stop you at a 14-3 run, and you can't get to a 25-6 run. You know what I'm saying? That's defense now. Because them days of holding a team of the 70, them days are over.
Yeah.
Because some of those defensive games can be real ugly to watch. And
I like them.
But they're physical,
you have to
though.
strike them.
It's almost like a good defensive football game. I know you don't watch football, but a good defensive football game every now and then is just like the best, man, where the offenses can't move and the defense is just on point. You don't want to see it every week, but you throw one in every now and then, it's nothing like it. Like a good.
I like it in baseball too. When you used to see Greg Maddux.
See, I don't watch baseball, so I don't know.
Well, y'all need to stop. But when Greg Maddux get on the mound and you see all these stars, and he's just like, nope. Bro, it's wonderful to see skill at that higher level. Just like you see when you see a quarterback afraid to throw on a whole side of the field because Deion Sanders is there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, wow. And then they show the coverage, and Deion is like lagging back 4 steps so the guy thinks he's open and then catches up and intercept the ball. It's like, oh, my God.
Or my man for the Jets back in the day, Revis Island.
Yeah.
Boy,
I like to see skill.
Lock the whole side of the field down. Like it was crazy.
He was a bad boy.
So we're gonna get into the next series, but I want to do this in order. I want to go around in order here. So let's look at the
MVPs.
Let's look at the MVP finalists. Well, no, this wasn't the finalists. This was the MVP candidates. So you have the Joker. I can't like the buttons and stuff are there, so I can't see what that's saying. To look at his
He
numbers.
already the Joker's like 25 plus points per game. So if you look at the Joker's stats, you have Joel Embiid, you have Tatum, you have the
Luka.
Doncic, Luka Doncic, and you have Greek Freak. So the green is showing like where among the five what they lead in. So when you look at Joker's category, he has 1, 2, 3, 4 green.
4. Yeah.
Everybody else has at most 2.
2. So, but this is obviously a scoring championship. Like,
and that's the thing. You know, everybody has their own definition of what an MVP is, but the definition is within the name. The most valuable player.
Yeah.
Who's the guy that is on a team where he helps so many aspects of that team be successful, that he's so crucial to that team? He is the difference.
The problem is he shouldn't have won both of the ones he already won. If he didn't win both of those from last 2 years, he would have won this year.
I think, but that's a backwards mentality, though, right?
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's right. But Steve Nash shouldn't have won too either.
Yeah, because it was exposed that Mark Jackson, who was actually on the voting committee, he didn't even, they give out multiple votes, like for their first place, their second place, their third place. He did not have the Joker on any of his votes, which means he's trying to say that the Joker shouldn't have been there at all. And now, in retrospect, that just aged so poorly, and it's just all ignorant stuff. There's an ESPN analyst, a female analyst. She's covering game 1 and 2 in Denver, and she is going on about, oh my God, I didn't know how good the Joker was.
Me neither.
Like, this guy has been here all these years, putting in the work. He won the MVP.
Well,
and now
like, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest, until I'm seeing it laid out like this, yeah, he should have won the MVP because he's ahead in everything, and whatever he's not ahead in, he's only
just
down
by a few,
by
right,
like
just
a
by
point or something like that.
Right?
So, yeah, he is the most valuable player to the team, but I didn't know anything about him. Like when you used to always talk about this Joker, man, who the hell is that?
Doesn't this prove my point from earlier, gentlemen? We listen to these bobblehead talking heads. That's the problem. And you want to know the funny thing about the bobblehead talking heads? Most of them don't watch the games either. Most of them watch the ESPN highlights that we watch.
Right.
Most of them just look at the stats.
I mean, it's their job to watch the game of basketball and be up on the information. And that's why I think that the MVP voting for the NBA, it needs to change. We need to get the media out of that voting process. And I think the players and the coaches should be voting who the MVP is. Because there's no higher honor than your contemporaries saying you are the man, as opposed to some stupid newspaper or TV personality. Like, who the hell? You never picked up a ball. I don't care about your views. So they need to change that ASAP, man. I would rather know I won that award because of my contemporaries saying you are the best player out here. And that award doesn't mean anything to me because it's an emotional award. When a guy goes out and wins the scoring title or when they win the rebounding title, those are actual titles you go out and you win. But the MVP is a popularity contest. Oh, Embiid did. Embiid was a scoring title.
Yeah, because he and that just seems like a low average anyway, though. 33 points a game.
Yeah, it's not low at all. That's not low.
It just seems, I don't know. I don't know. To me,
I think James Harden a few years ago had 36. I mean, I think Michael Jordan's career average is about 31, 32-ish. So it's not low at all.
You know what I'm thinking too, because there's been so many 50+ point games and this and that is like, so I'm like, yeah, all the numbers are so skewed to me. All right, so those were the MVP candidates. So now let's look at the MVP finalists. So the 2022-2023 finalists came down to Giannis, Joel Embiid, and Nikola Jokic. However you say.
Yep.
And consensus, everybody just thinks Jokic should have won.
Well, everybody was pushing for Embiid for the last couple years.
I mean on this panel. I'm not talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I just never saw why would Embiid be in that place. He hadn't done anything. He hadn't, and Jokic's numbers are historic. He's like beating Wilt Chamberlain in certain categories.
Where did he come from? Because I legit don't know anything about him.
I think it's Serbiak.
I think he's either Serb or Croatian. One of those. Yeah. He's from over there. He's from over there where the white boys don't play that shit.
Yeah.
And how long has he been in the league?
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm telling you, I don't know anything about him.
Bro, he been in the league for
I don't care about Denver.
You're gonna end up on YouTube in the wrong way.
You feel me? Yo, they almost made the finals in the bubble.
Right.
That was just 3 years ago.
Jokic is he's a young guy too. I mean, he's 25, 27 years old, roughly.
Oh, damn.
Bro, he's been around long as Giannis.
Yeah,
So who's better, him or Giannis?
Jokic.
It depends on what you. I think Giannis is a better. No.
Okay, think about it like this.
Built these teams perfectly around both of them. Remember, I was talking about good GM is the reason Jordan was Jordan. They have these teams built perfectly around both players. They have them both. They have one guy who was great at driving the ball, has no problem kicking out the shooters, and who will stand up and take the last shot. He's a big dog, and he don't play that. Then they have another guy who's not the biggest athlete in the world, but he'll body you in the post, scoring your mama, and the second you try to double, he gonna pass out like Shaq used to in 02. And these teams are perfectly built.
So look at, if you look at these three guys, you talked about the Greek freak, Giannis. So Giannis, the thing with Giannis is he's one of my favorite players as well. I really like his heart, and I just like his vibe. He tries and he tries to work on his game. But if you break it down, Giannis has issues with the free throws. Giannis has issues with his shooting outside, a certain range. You look at Embiid. Embiid is semi free throw problems as well. He has a jumper and he can shoot threes. That I will give to him. But when you look at the Joker, he's a deadly three-point shooter. He's a deadly jumper shooter. He's a deadly free throw shooter as well. For center, he can make his free throws. And then he has the assist game that just kills the defense.
Oh, yeah.
And
he's great on defense,
a rebounder. Right? Well, he's not great on defense. That's the one of the not. He's not great on defense. But he's not a liability on defense neither. So
yes,
is he Dikembe Mutombo? He's not Dikembe Mutombo, but he does what he needs to.
When he plays against the other MVP candidates, they put moves on him. They put foots in him.
All I can remember is when guys are matched up against the Joker, it's usually not a good day in the office. They're usually in foul trouble, or they're usually being embarrassed in some sort of way. Even Anthony Davis, come on, Anthony Davis, very good player.
Sir, if you're going to try to make an argument, you cannot use Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis only plays 50% of the games.
Okay, I mean, his name is
superstar, Van Kent.
He is a superstar for a lot of people, but he is. You can't. I mean, he's had his injuries. That's the knock on him. But when he's there, he delivers on that stuff. But
you mean like the series that just passed?
Hey, he averaged 27 points a game and 14 rebounds in that series. Man, so he's up and down. So one game he scores 40, the next game he scores 17. It's that. That's
type the opposite
of
a superstar, Van Cat.
I understand what you're saying, but
consistency.
Well, somewhat.
Well. Superstar's consistency. You know that hurt your feelings. Give me that sound. Give me that sound. Give me that sound. A superstar's consistency. That's the first thing you expect. Yeah. I want my 35 every game.
But it's very clear that the Joker was the was the MVP, and he should have got 3 straight. The thing is, a lot of those guys that were voting, they were saying, "Oh crap, Michael Jordan never did this. So are we gonna give this to this guy, make him a 3-time MVP?" And that's mainly what.
You just interjected that, didn't you?
No, did not interject that. That's a known thing. Again, Trevor,
He's right about that.
This is a known thing that everybody's been talking about. You just not up on that.
It's not just
you
Jordan.
literally run with it like it's
not just Jordan.
All right, because
goodness gracious.
All right.
They talk about, they say Shaq, if Shaq ain't get it, if Jordan ain't get it, if all these great players ain't get it, then Joker shouldn't be the first one.
Well, we know
Right.
Shaq should have won over Steve Nash.
Steve Nash both years.
Yeah. Kobe Bryant never
and
did
Harden
that.
should have won one. Harden should have won one of those years. Was it Harden? Who should have won one of those Joker years?
Joker? No, nobody should have won anything.
Bro,
over
Joker should not have won both of the last 2 he won.
He should have.
Year before should have been Harden. Should have been Harden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should have not been no damn Joker.
Hold on. James Harden.
It don't matter what you hold on to.
First of all, James Harden came into training camp fat, flabby, and out of shape.
You talking about this year, sir?
No, not this year. 2 years ago.
That's what I'm talking about.
When
he was on the booklet.
He was on Houston.
No, when he was in Houston. No, not
exactly. He used that as a tactic to get off of Houston to go to the Brooklyn Nets.
That was 1 year ago. We talking about 2 years ago.
No. You guys got the timeline messed up. So last year he did this tactic twice to get out of Houston.
Don't let me go.
And he did it to get out of Brooklyn. He claimed that he wouldn't play, and he keep claiming that he was injured. And then when he got traded, he was magically not injured anymore. These are the shady things that James Harden, which I have no respect for James Harden anymore. But he's done so much crap. That's ridiculous.
Let's be clear. I do not like James Harden, and I agree with you, but James Harden should have won MVP that year.
No, he should not.
You out your mind, sir.
So you're saying that the James Harden on the Brooklyn Nets should be MVP?
No.
Are you saying that James Harden on the Rockets should have been MVP?
Yeah,
because he did win He did win the MVP. I believe that year was 2018 or something like that. Because it came after Westbrook became MVP with the triple doubles. It came after Kevin Durant was MVP. So he did win it shortly after them because he was always like a top 3 candidate every year. And then they finally just gave it to him. And that's the other aspect I don't like about the MVP. We're just handing it over because we just feel it's the right thing to do. When it needs to be based in fact. And the fact is that the Joker, the last 2 years, has had historical numbers that up against like the real true greats of the game. Not the guys of today, but the real true greats of the game. His stats are ridiculous. They have all these analytic stats that even go deeper than just the regular stats. And when you look at those stats, it's glaring. He's far ahead of everybody else in the season of the last 2 years. So yes, the last two MVPs was well deserved. It needed to happen, and that third one should have happened as well.
Sir, you are out of your mind. You're out of your mind.
You need to look up. You need to look up Joker.
Year. Joker is not. Don't get me wrong. Joker is very good. Joker is very good.
Yeah.
But Joker plays absolutely no defense. Giannis gets assists. Giannis gets rebounds. Giannis is on par with him on offense, if not just a little lower. But on defense, Giannis is more light years than thought seeing Jesus. He is light years ahead on defense. Light years. Light. And so is Embiid. So let's not play. You can't pick and choose what you want to talk about.
You talk about Anthony Davis. You talk about Anthony Davis being fragile. Embiid, you just sneeze hard and those.
I agree with you.
I didn't say he didn't. I never said that.
Another reason why I don't feel he should be.
I didn't say nothing about fragility. I said defense.
Fragility.
All right. So speaking of, all right, because we got to move on. Speaking of league MVP, before we get into the next series, this year's MVP was Joel Embiid. So y'all basically didn't shit on the man. So, well, Venkat done basically shit on the man, saying Joker should have got it. So
He should have.
Mike, you okay with Embiid winning?
No, Joker should have won this year. He shouldn't have won last year.
Okay.
Last year
All
should have been Giannis.
So we know Embiid won the NBA MVP, and we know that normally doesn't mean shit because we go on to the next series.
No, take that back. It usually does mean shit because there's never been an MVP that didn't make it to the conference final until this year.
The Boston Celtics defeat the Philadelphia 76ers 4-3. And wait a minute. This was a series where Philly jumped out to a 2-0 lead, correct?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, because that's when Harden was going off.
Because you can't have two sensitive, spicy divas leading a team. It cannot work. You cannot have Mr. I need to moisture my beard because it's more important in the game. You can't have him lead your team. And then Mr. I refuse to go in the post, even though it's the only place I'm special at. Like, I don't understand. Bro, I don't understand. That's like if I came on this panel and I didn't say anything that pissed anyone off, y'all would look at me like something was wrong with me.
Okay,
goes in a basketball game.
Mike hit a point because Venkat, you know I talk to you about this all the time.
Yep.
Why isn't Embiid playing in the post?
Because he's spicy.
Like why do these big giant guys feel like they need to be pulling up for 3-pointers and stuff all the time? Like what?
Well, they're being told that because of this analytic era that we're in, where they've decided, well, I mean, it's math they're working on. 3 points is more than 2. And they feel like if you jack up enough threes over a course of time, that it will be enough to win games going by 3s than by 2s. And what it does is it makes the game change. And it's supposed to open up the game a little bit, free up the lane. But sometimes you've seen ridiculous moments play out in the NBA of today where guys are on the run, on a fast break, and they have a clear path to the basket. And you'll have 3 guys run to the 3-point line to look to hit a 3 when they have an open break to the basket for 2, but they rather go get the 3. And it's odd. It's a weird thing, but it's something that's actually happening. They're being told by coaching staffs about focusing on shooting the 3. So if you're not a center that's capable of making 3s at some level, you'll be priced out of a job.
I disagree, sir.
No, you always need a big man. You always need a big man.
That's not the way the league works right now. And that's because of the Golden State Warriors.
I think all these big wannabe sensitive dudes want to be Steph Curry. All of them want to be Steph Curry. They all want to shoot long distance, and they can't do it. You can't tell me that shooting 30% from 3 is better than shooting 60% from the paint.
You would be right. You would be right, but that's not the way they do it.
Damn.
Who's the truest center in the league now?
It's hard to say.
If I say it, y'all gonna clown me.
Exactly. Who?
The person who should be the best center is the person that don't want to play center.
Well, I'm saying, who is the truest center in the league? Like, so somebody that's actually.
The answer is game 1, Anthony Davis, but only in that game. All the rest of the time, he think he pretty.
But again, Anthony Davis, he has a jump shot. He has the 3 ball as well. Embiid shoots the 3. Giannis struggles, but he does shoot it. Everybody shows it. And Jokic is probably one of the best 3-point shooting centers out there.
Dude, who were you more afraid of? A Shaquille O'Neal dominating you, or just any top 10 shooting guard? You were afraid of Shaquille O'Neal beating the shit out of you, correct?
I was not afraid of Shaquille O'Neal because you could just foul him and put him on the line.
No, he would, but he dominates the paint to no to no end. David Robinson, Hakeem Olajuwon.
That's
and Hakeem
not true.
Olajuwon wasn't even like a really big guy, but he was Patrick Ewing. Like those guys used to dominate the paint. You wasn't seeing them dancing around the 3-point line.
Yeah, but the game changed. The game changed, and these are the way that they're told to play now, and that's the only way they can exist at the moment. It's not a mistake that all these guys are shooting like that. It's such a problem that like we can't even pick centers for All-Star games anymore. They just have to pick people. They don't even pick it by positions no more because there are no centers.
They pick people. That was funny.
This graphic right here, you see Game 7 final 112-88, so almost a 30-point blowout. That's where Tatum went off for 51 points. And again, this is what we talked about. You see Joel Embiid embracing him.
Well, when he's not busy crying.
No, but
Kawhi made him cry.
Well, we'll get to that. But said any superstar of yesteryear, are they doing this?
Well, they should be doing that. That's the right way. Like they should. When you lose, you should be gracious and humble in your loss. You shouldn't be running like a little punk like LeBron James.
I knew it was coming. I baited him.
He's done it so many times.
Because I knew it was coming.
He's done it so many times. He did it last night. He did like a little fake congratulations for about 2 seconds, then he ran to the back. And I just think that's unbecoming of a superstar guy. Like
where's the rule that says he has to? Where's the rule? Where's the rule that when you lose, you're supposed to congratulate the other guy that just sent you home?
So you need a rule to be a decent individual. You need somebody to write down on paper. You must do this because that's the way you're decent. Or do you just have that within you? Come on, man. Come on,
man. Fuck people.
Like you just swept me. Well, that's not the one, but you just kicked my ass, sent me home. I'm the league MVP. You got me looking like this. like what the hell? And I'm supposed to embrace you and trade jerseys with you and stuff like that.
No, not trade jerseys, but I'm just saying, just be on the court, congratulate the guys to the next round that they're gonna go in, and that's that.
Why?
Oh,
bro, you get a pat on the ass, and I'm going about my business. My wife waiting for me.
Oh, Lord.
But I think that's the problem too. Like, I mean, I know tomorrow is wrestling with reality, but less is these new age sports, these new age athletes. They're playing video games with one another. And, you know, they're going out with one another. They're best friends, and they're jockeying for their friend to come play with them, and you know they're jockeying for this guy to come join this company and wrestle with them. It's like nobody want to just be a dog anymore and be like, "Damn, I'm the greatest. I'm the best. Screw you."
You don't want your
Michael Jordan for that.
You don't want your basketball players. You don't want your basketball players cutting promos. You know what? Let me get this steel chair and hit you in the leg, so you won't be able to be good for the next round.
Fire.
Yeah, come on. You guys want too much drama.
Be fire. He'll be throwing tees up. This ain't no tech, bitch. Time out. Man, Jimmy Butler have ill promos.
So, Tatum got that record, after Steph Curry did it. Did you have that? Do you have that list with the most Game 7 points scored in a Game 7?
In a single
no, in a Game 7. In a Game 7.
Oh, that
man! If y'all don't stop trying to make Tatum a superstar, he is not.
I'm just saying, you gotta give him credit.
Yeah, I thought I uploaded them all. I don't have that one.
Hey, Jason Tatum is supremely talented.
Steph Curry did 50 in the.
He is not a dog. He is supremely talented. He is not a dog.
So 51 is the highest?
51 is the new high after Steph did it the 50 a couple weeks ago. Now it's 51.
So next year it'll be broken. Okay.
I
can't wait for y'all to see it. Oh, I hope they trade Jaylen Brown. Oh, they need to trade him to the Knicks.
So, all right. So, okay, because you talk about Jaylen Brown, we talk about Tatum. They were in the finals last year and couldn't get it done. So now we talked about we wrapped up the second round. So now let's get into the Western Conference Finals. I mean the conference finals. Like I said, these basketball shows are hard to do because they're best of 7 series, so we can't come back right after the games. So that's why we consolidated everything on this one show. But we will do a show specifically for the finals. So let's get into the conference finals matchups. Just act like y'all don't know what happened already. So in the Western Conference Finals, we got the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Denver Nuggets, and then we have in the East the Boston Celtics versus the number 8 seed Cardiac Cats, the Miami Heat. And by the way, before we go into this, shout out to I'm trying not to curse. I'm trying to get a different audience over here. But shout out to the I'm gonna still curse, but not my heavy words. Shout out to the Florida Panthers. I'm gonna tell you something. Watching like the last 5 minutes in a hockey playoff game is some intense stuff, man. Like that game last night, I was watching like the last 5 minutes of the Panthers and Hurricanes game. Bro, that was some intense stuff, man. Especially when the Hurricanes had their goalie leave the net and they were just going balls to the wall, trying to score to keep from going down 3-0. So the Miami Heat and the Florida Panthers are both in their conference finals, which I can't remember when the last time that's ever happened. I don't think it's happened before where your teams in different sports have advanced so far at the same time. So shout out to the Florida Panthers. No, we not doing no damn hockey show. I already got too much to go on. But
I think it happened with Boston.
Huh?
I think Boston, the Red Sox and the Patriots won the same year.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. They did win the. Well, I'm talking in Florida. Other teams always winning championships. It's hard to come by one in Florida. But all right, so we're gonna go to the Western Conference first, just because you guys know what happened in the Western Conference Finals. I mean, it's so in the Western Conference Finals, you have the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Denver Nuggets. Now, I had the Lakers winning this series just because
what was your words?
I'm not gonna.
No, I need to hear it, Trevor. Huh? Trevor, I need to hear it. What was those words?
I'm not betting against LeBron.
No. What did you say, Trevor? What did you say?
What did I say?
Rub it in.
What did I say?
You said Lakers in 6.
Oh, I said Lakers. I said Lakers in 6.
Oh yeah.
Nah, you said in 6 with disgust.
Lakers in 6, huh? All right. Well, let's hold on. Let's. So you got LeBron James and Anthony Davis. I'm not gonna lie, I can't stand how Anthony Davis looks. I think he may need to cut the sides of the beard down or something. It's just something about him that just I don't know. And then you have the Joker, and who's his other guy? Murray is his name?
Yeah, Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray's a beast.
So he averaged 32 points a game in this series.
If he didn't get hurt that one year,
they would have already won the championship. He would have won the championship, brother.
That boy, you remember when him and the other boy was going at it back and forth?
Yeah.
The one that's in Cleveland now?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Man, them boys was going at it.
Donovan Mitchell and him. Yeah.
It's a lot of light skin going on in this series.
That's a big fact.
Man, my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you noticed? That's what you noticed?
Man.
Boy, them boys yellow as hell.
Man, there's a bunch of yellow hate going on in this.
What is going on?
Bunch of yellow on yellow hate going on in this series. Good.
That beige bravery.
All right, so what did you guys? I'm gonna pull up the scores of this series. Though, what did you guys have? What was your overall thoughts? Because I mean, come on, tell the truth. Nobody saw the Lakers getting swept. So let me get the scores real quick. Hold on. Let me get the scores real quick. Game one.
Excuse you.
Dame Lillard. Game one. The Nuggets won. They won all of them. 132 to 126. So you got these high ass scoring games again, no defense. Game 2, the Nuggets won 108 to 103. So that's by 5. They won game 1 by 6. Game 3, the Nuggets won 119 to 108. So they won by 11 there. And then the final game where LeBron took that ugly ass shot, game 4, the Nuggets won 113 to 111. So what do you guys think about this series?
Well,
go ahead. I think the Lakers maximized what they could do with the team they had. I think the world did not realize what Denver did. I think the world doesn't realize that while everybody else was trying to make super like squads, these guys made a super actual team. They have 2s and 3s from other places surrounding their star player, who's now a superstar. They have their number 2, who's on the verge of being a superstar. Their GM put work in. Their GM has put work. Dude, they have a dude who the world thought was just a dunking machine. That's all he can do. And now this guy's out there looking like a savant, looking like he missed a 3-and-D out of nowhere. Like, nobody thought Aaron Gordon was anything other than a dunker. He was wasted away everywhere else. They ain't know nothing about no Otto. What's Otto doing? Who knows? Was Otto still in the league? That boy in Denver about to get a chip if he can. Like, I'm telling you, the GMs, the great GMs in this league are doing their thing. The trash GMs they pretty much live in Portland. I said what I said.
I like what you said though, Mike. Like about the 2s and 3s, and so this team almost is like the that Dallas Maverick team that beat
the Heat.
Yeah, like it wasn't really
2011.
Outside of Dirk, there wasn't no superstar on that team.
No. But Jason Terry stepped up like a superstar.
Well, yeah, Jason Terry, you wanted some
payback. Chandler was great too as the center over there.
Didn't they have kids? They
had the great role players, and everyone chipped in, and that's the key right there. Shaq calls them the others. I think that's kind of derogatory, but
the others.
But yeah,
Shannon calls them the Jags.
Yeah. It's important, their contributions that's the difference between a team winning and not winning, And a lot of these teams look good on paper, but if you don't have strong others, then you're gonna be assed out.
And look at the way they fit together. Do you see how Denver plays?
That's the thing. This is a long time. Right. This is a long time coming. The Denver Nuggets, this core team has been together.
They've been together
for about a good 6 years now. And, they organically, the great story here. So Jamal Murray, he injures himself, had that crazy injury towards the end of the season. That year, they were projected to be not only top contenders, but possible win the championship that year. And when he went down, all their title hopes went out the window. But 2 things interesting happened. One, when he got hurt and he was rehabbing himself, trying to come back, he had a discussion with the coach, and he was like, oh, man, you guys are going to get rid of me. Because this is a thing that does happen in the NBA. A guy is in good graces with a team, works well with a team, gets a major injury, and before you know it, they're shipped off somewhere else, or they just dropped off the team. And the coach said, there's no way we're gonna ever turn our backs on you. And he didn't. And they kept him on the team. They worked with him to get him back. And now look how he came back with a vengeance. He's averaging 32 points in this crucial conference finals. Remember, the Lakers beat them in the bubble a couple years back. So, for him to come back this strong, that was amazing. The team has just fought all sorts of odds. They then went on without Murray when he got injured to having very strong regular seasons, winning 50-plus games, even though he was off the team. Joker won his MVPs, and then in the playoffs, they didn't go as far as they wanted, but they got out of the first round, and they were competitive. So this team has been through a lot of ups and downs together. They weren't pushed together. They weren't cut and paste together. They had that experience, and that helped them. Against my Trailblazers in 2019, they were eliminated by the Blazers in a 7-game series. They had 2 overtime games. One of the overtimes went 4 overtimes. It was like 4 a.m. till that game was over.
Did he just say all that to bring his team up?
No, I'm just saying. They've been through wars. They've been through wars, and I've seen that progression over time. So it throws me off when people in sports media, especially, and then these stupid bandwagon jumping fans that was like nowhere could they be found when the Lakers were in their lowest of lows, when they were far out of the playoffs, when they started 2-10, when they were a laughingstock of the league. And then miraculously, this whole thing with the Memphis Grizzlies happened, and LeBron gets rid of them, and good for him. And then they got rid of the Golden State Warriors, and all of a sudden, true and tried, bandwagon jumpers started opening their mouth across all spectrums of life, claiming the Lakers and saying how they're going to do this and do that. At the end of game 1 in this series, they were not talking about how the Denver Nuggets just beat the Lakers to get a 1-0 lead. They were talking about, well, the Lakers were down by 21, but then the coach changed the defensive assignment and they lost by only 3. Who the frig talks about something like that? That's a consolation prize. You lost.
we gonna talk about the consolation prize tomorrow.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Lord.
But that's the thing that just annoys the hell out of me. Here's an actual real team that had been doing it in the trenches for years, and then you undercut this up and coming team that really rightfully is trying to get the throne that they were due. Really, they should have won the championship in either 2020 or 2021. But the thing happened with the injury, and that totally derailed them. But they're back again. And now LeBron James and them, I give credit to LeBron and them. They did what they had to do because they were in a really bad place. But then to have that kind of situation, I remember the Rockets of 95. They were 6th seed. Nobody talked about them like how they talked about the Lakers coming from the 7th seed. Nobody talked about them. They act like that Laker team was something to behold. I don't get that. And they disrespected a historically great Joker player that's putting up a triple freaking double in the conference finals. And it just blows my mind, the ridiculous statements that I've been hearing. And I hope they win the championship. I know they're going to win the championship, but you never know. Miami could come up and
cut your
surprise.
mic off now. So,
oh my God, you're such a hater, man.
So let me ask y'all a question. Let me ask you a question before we move on to the next series. LeBron's stay in LA. Failure or
failure?
Success.
How's that a success?
I think it's a failure.
First year he didn't make the playoffs. Second year it was the bubble. Third year they got knocked out in the first round.
Yeah,
Fourth year they didn't make the playoffs.
Stop shitting on the bubble. I hate
the
that.
bubble is trash.
I'm sick of that.
Stop shitting
The
on the
bubble
bubble.
is trash.
The
bubble is trash.
You acting like people didn't show up. They was in the bubble too.
A lot of people were not there.
Who?
A lot of people.
Name 5.
A lot of people either had COVID or was injured during the bubble.
I ain't trying to hear that. Everybody's injured every year.
No, Lord.
Every year, everybody's injured. One of those years that Curry won, people got injured. One of those years that Curry should have won, people were injured. Everybody get injured every year. It's basketball.
I think 2020 was a quite unique year. So it's not.
Yes, but it's unique for everybody.
Yeah, try being Drew McIntyre, but I got a story on him tomorrow too. Mike, why do you think it was a success?
I think any man that could weather Westbrook like he did.
Oh, come on. You're going to diss Westbrook? Oh, come on.
I'm not even going to diss Westbrook. But let's be clear. Nobody doesn't give a damn about the team like Westbrook does. Westbrook just do what he want. Westbrook act like he don't. Even Allen Iverson was like, okay, maybe I got to tone it down a bit when he got older. Westbrook is like, nah, I'm gonna do what I do, and if we fall, we lose, we lose. He's just a horrible person to play with.
By no stretch of the imagination am I a Westbrook fan at all. And he does have some attributes that I don't like. I think he's annoying at times. However, I think that Russell Westbrook was unfairly given the blame for a lot of the mishaps that happened with the Lakers the last 2 years.
I agree. I agree.
And the coach too. The coach that got fired. He was also given a raw deal as well. So
I agree. But you know what you can't ignore?
What's
Westbrook statistics. Yeah. It don't matter. I don't want to hear nothing about the blame. I'm looking at that. Man, what was he shooting? Damn near 50% from free throw? Shooting like 10% from three? And he kept shooting them like he was nice. He thought he was Steph Curry.
Yeah,
every game.
Sometimes
boy,
he gets a little overzealous.
Yeah, he was garbage.
Yeah.
And he had a GM that didn't do shit till this year.
Yeah,
and any move he made before this year, they blamed on LeBron. Come on, man.
So Venkat, why do you think it was a failure?
I stated it. They didn't make the playoffs year one. Year two was the bubble. Year three,
so you just
year three, there was a first round knockout. Year four, they didn't make the playoffs. And this year, they started horrendously, and they salvaged it at the end, which I give them credit for. But again, that was far from what they should have been. When LeBron went to Miami, the first season, it took like 25 games or so.
Yeah,
they had a losing record. Huh?
Yeah, it took 25 games for them to get in the swing of things.
Exactly, but with LA, it hasn't been that.
Heat days.
So, damn, you made me forget what I was going to say.
That's my question. How many people were hurt on them Heat teams like that? Like
nobody.
AD is hurt every 5 minutes.
Why you blaming AD for everything?
Is he coming? Is he coming back next season? You think?
We don't know yet, but
Smart, they move him while they can.
AD?
Yes.
LeBron.
I'll move them both.
Oh, LeBron. Oh, LeBron. I think he should not have said that.
I'll send LeBron to Cleveland.
First of all, if you're LeBron James, you did 20 seasons. You're pretty much in decent health, unlike other people that have played 20 seasons. I mean, the guy did an amazing thing that nobody else done. Like you see Vince Carter in his 20th season, he's scoring like 6-7 points a game. Even Kareem diminished in his 20th season. But LeBron James is averaging 27 points a game. So with that being said, why would you waste that? You already got the all-time leading scorer. You want to add on to that as much as possible. So he should not even be talking like that. I know he just lost the game and his foot hurt a little, but forget that.
What did he say?
He said at the end of the game last night, he says he's contemplating pretty much to retire.
So okay, because that's what I was gonna get at. After 20 years, we just see Carmelo Anthony just retired.
Exactly.
Dwayne Wade retired.
And Chris Paul is hurt right now, so he may retire any day.
You don't. If he retired today, you would have a problem with that?
Yeah, I think he should keep going.
You know why he has to retire?
Why?
He should retire because if he, by any stretch of the imagination, after this showing, if he wins another title, it's going to lower his rating. It's going to lower his GOAT rating because they're going to say Jordan wasn't second fiddle in any of his titles, and LeBron is going to be second unless somebody can build a team around him like they should, and no team will because his price tag is too high, and the only big man he could find is too broken. No team in the league is going to build around him anymore. It's not going to.
You think he's waiting for his son?
Yeah, that's all he was trying to do. But he realized last night when he was looking like a twerker with his hands on his knees, boy, he was dead ass tired. That boy needed 5 Gatorades. You can't play 48 minutes, bro. He can't play 42 anymore. He should. The diminishing returns on him every time he goes. Bro, he should have been playing 35 minutes this entire season. And
Oh,
no matter what team he's on, they're gonna lean on him, and he's gonna die in the playoffs. Why you think Jimmy Butler's so fire? Jimmy
Sound like
Butler,
a lot of rain outside.
maybe. Jimmy
I
Butler
hope so.
coasts through the regular season, stretching and yawning, and then when it's time for the playoffs, he turned that key, playoff Jimmy, and then we move. LeBron
He is a bullshit artist throughout the regular season.
Of course. He ain't trying to score no 30. For what?
So speaking of, because we're almost on that 2-hour mark. Speaking of Jimmy Buckets and the cardiac Miami Heat, let's look at the Eastern Conference Finals, which are still in. Actually, it's going on right now. Game 4 is going on right now. I don't know.
Hopefully it'll end tonight. Put them out their misery.
See, I don't think Boston's gonna lay down to. I don't think Boston's gonna lose tonight. I think they'll take this one, and then Miami will win it in Boston. Just because I think they're gonna have some pride about them and show up. But right now, the Miami Heat are leading the Boston Celtics surprisingly 3-0. Nobody saw this coming. Nobody could tell me that they ever imagined this.
I have something
very
I want
disappointed
about the Celtics, but I'm gonna let Van Cat go first. But I got a bone to pick with the Celtics about something they did. So go ahead and ride, bro.
With that, first of all, that Lakers series, I said 4-1. I said if they better be careful in Game 3 because they could be 4-0. With this Celtics series, I picked Boston because they were just the default, right? The whole thing was Milwaukee. Milwaukee was supposed to be here, and when the Bucks lost, it needed to be Boston because it's just Boston. That's the only option. The East is pretty weak. As far as with the Miami Heat, you figured they were just going to give a good showing like they've done in the past and then fizzle out at some point. But you got to respect Eric Spoelstra. He's, first of all, he's from Portland Trail Blazers.
I'm going to fight you, Van Cat.
he's a trailblazer by heart as well. So, but he's a great coach too. And there's a winning organization, I guess, a winning culture in Miami because of Pat Riley.
Hell of a lot more than Portland.
Last time I checked, I can remember those years and decades of straight losing until we got a guy that said not one, not two, but whatever.
Got to be two.
I remember they said there's going to be a parade down Biscayne Boulevard way before you heard the not one, not two. So let's not forget that. Let's not forget the Dwayne Wade and Shaq on Miami Heat.
Yeah, again, they had to go grab some big guy from another side, so whatever.
Right, follow suit.
Yeah, but this whole series, is shocking to a lot of people, and hopefully it ends tonight because the Celtics, Mike says that they may not. Well, you said they may not lay down. You feel like they're going to come back, but that's not what they're showing us. They're showing us very inconsistent vibes. They're showing us that once the score gets to a certain place and they don't feel like they got it, they just let it go. And that last game, especially in Miami, that's like a must-win game, and they got stomped out in Miami. And I just don't understand how you do that at all. So I don't expect that they'll come out tonight and be like have fire in their tail. Usually at this point when they're down 0-3, because remember, it's what the record is now 0-150 teams that are facing 0-3.
152.
So I mean, here we go. I don't think that the Celtics is going to be that team that's going to come. I don't even think they're good enough to even get the one win, get that gentleman's sweep. I don't even think they're good enough for that. And
Miami's up now 29-20.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're going to open that up before the half. And,
so, what are the Boston Celtics in? Because the Celtics were in the finals last year. What are they? Who are they?
Let me get on that, sir. Let me get on that.
Go ahead.
All right. I believe wholeheartedly, and I've been thinking about this. The Celtics are arrogant. Their front office was arrogant. They thought, man, this team is so good. Come in. They thought this team is so good that we can do whatever we want. We can have anybody lead it. We can do whatever because our team is so fire. Hold on a second. Give me a kiss, baby. What's up? Mwah. You getting ready for bed?
It's my time.
Okay. I'll talk to you when I'm done, okay?
Yes,
I love you. All right. They think they were like, our team is so good, we can have anybody run it. They had a man have an indiscretion with a woman, and instead of doing what every other team in the league does, punish that person under, on a hush-hush, punish them, fine them, suspend them, whatever. They tried to hang this man out for having an affair on his wife. They threw that man to, they took that man on Front Street. They had his business all over sports media and the regular news, had his wife finding out on the news. Now, I'm not saying he was right. This isn't about that. This is about how the Boston Celtics handled it because they thought their team was so stacked full of talent, so fire that they could do it with anybody. Now there's a head coach in Houston who is chuckling his ass off because this team has been trashed without him all year. All year. Don't nobody like nothing under Tatum except for Ime Udoka. They gonna learn their lesson. When you see how much better Houston's gonna be in a year or two, and you see how Boston is gonna fall off because they're gonna have to break the team up now because they center's getting too old. I forgot his name. The boy from Florida.
Horford.
He's getting too old. They don't want to spend all that money on Tatum and Brown. They don't want to have to pay Marcus Smart. They're gonna have to their team is full of people that are gonna have money come up. They're gonna have to break it apart. They were arrogant. They should have found him and kept him. That man was the reason their team made it to the finals, and they screwed that man over, put him on Front Street, and then try to put him in the back office in a dust closet until some other team was like, we'll take him. And now they laughing. I hope he laughed so hard after Jimmy Buckets put his foot in their throat. I hope the Celtics don't win another title while I'm on this earth. And that counts my bones. I think he
screwed himself over. He screwed himself over.
No. He screwed himself over. He screwed himself over morally. But professionally, that was them. There was no reason that had to be public. If I'm running $1 billion,
it's going to be public. It's going to be public. There's no way that can't. That's a huge thing for a team right there.
Sir,
that affect them. I saw a video of Jason Tatum having to answer that, and the way he looked in his face, because they put it
out.
Let me ask you
a question. What's the name of the woman? What's the name of the woman he slept with?
I know that. I hate that fact too, because I think that piece of trash ass garbage that she did that. I think she should be out in Front Street as well.
So you're saying they can keep a secret?
I don't think they need to keep a secret. I think
that's a huge
What damage.
They did is my point. They could have went to the league office, said there was an indiscretion. We don't want to disclose what it is because it's not like they broke a law. They didn't break a law. They could have went to the league office, said we had an indiscretion. We're going to fine him and we're going to suspend him for the first half of the year and let it stay that way and let the media run with anything they wanted. They chose to put that man on Front Street, put a stick up his ass and hang him outside of the front and say, look, we're better than everyone else. We got rid of this dude because even though he was great on our team, now they're going to learn the lesson because you needed that man. That man was a great coach. He wasn't just a placeholder. Your team is going to be garbage.
I question whether or not he's a great coach.
I was about to say that
because
hold on.
This is a guy that stepped in and he's literally in almost the same position.
He's not. He's not in the same position.
What makes a great NBA coach? Because they're firing coaches after one year that's getting their teams in playoffs and all type of shit like that. What are you? Do you guys think you guys put a lot of stock on coaches? I don't.
Yes.
I don't put stock on coaches.
Sir, you've watched the Boston Celtics this whole year. Have they looked like the team they were last year?
They're basically in the same spot though. They're back.
No,
in the
they're
Eastern-
not.
they're
Last year
back
they were in
Eastern-
the finals.
They're back in the Eastern Conference Finals now, playing the exact same team.
Sir, they have the
Right.
exact same amount. They have 2 more wins than the Knicks.
I see if they didn't even make it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Right,
Then what
right.
you're saying
Sir,
would
They
make
are
a lot
getting
of sense.
swept in the conference finals.
But what you're saying doesn't make any. It don't make sense until the series is over.
The series was over yesterday.
It doesn't
Y'all
make
bugging.
sense.
The
It
series
does not
been
make sense
over.
until the series
Okay,
is
what
over.
I'm saying is that I don't believe with the ridiculous issue that the former coach did with the freaking owner's wife. I don't believe if that nonsense didn't happen that they would be down 0-3 right now. I think it would be a different team, and I think that you cannot underplay that action and the effects of what it did to the team. When they're on the road and they got to answer those questions and they got to talk about it, their focus isn't on what they were supposed to be focused on. Their focus was on his stupidity and his dumb
Sir,
actions.
you
And I
keep
think he
ignoring
cost
what
them.
I ask you. If they
What?
didn't put the information out,
That-
they wouldn't be
okay.
answering those questions.
But Michael, even if it was out or not, it still would have been known in the organization. It still would have been known by the players, and it still would have the same effect. The
No,
media,
it wouldn't.
and yes, it would, because the media would already have. There's always somebody
If
that
the
knows
media-
something.
You're bugging. You're bugging.
When Draymond punched out Poole, that was not a public practice. That was only internal Golden State Warriors staff.
That was
Somebody leaked
until,
it out.
and nobody gave a fuck until somebody leaked the video.
Right,
Because
so
they
why
don't
would you?
care until it's public.
Yeah, so but why would you feel that something as huge as that has those kind of ramifications for a team would not get out to the press? The press will
Because if
find
you-
its way.
I ask you once again, what is the name of the woman he slept with?
I mean, they're not gonna get disclosed that, and nobody cares about her right
Okay,
now.
so if they could not disclose that, they could have not disclosed what happened. They could have not released the video. Somebody had an axe to grind against Draymond Green.
No, I'm just saying that they could have. You could find out who she is and what her name is.
No,
I
you
just don't
can't.
give a damn. Yes,
No, you
can.
can't. Okay,
It's
check this
the
out.
wife
Check
of-
this
it's
out.
the wife
Hold
of
on,
the
hold on, hold on.
owner.
Check this out.
I thought her name was out there.
No, it's not.
Exactly.
No, it's not. Look it up.
You can find that information.
Then go do it.
easily.
I'll give you $10 on Cash App. Look it up. Look it up. No, I ain't playing. Look it up.
I don't care about her like
Because they
that.
didn't
I'm
release her name on purpose. They did not release her name. They didn't release anything about her. They just said they released that man's name, that man's business, what he did, and then they fricasseed him and threw him out to get roasted.
He should be. He should.
No, he shouldn't. Yo,
that's pretty.
it is
that's
not.
Pretty,
He didn't screw over the Celtics.
Kathleen
He did.
Nemo Lynch.
So, he did it.
When did they
time.
release that?
Huh?
When? What they say?
Why do you feel in this digital age of Google that we won't be able to find this
Her
information?
name is Kathleen.
They must adjust her because they wasn't releasing it before. When the scandal was going, they would not release the name.
And she was a Celtics staffer. Yeah, Kathleen
Right.
Nemo
And
Lynch.
it just happened. They didn't release when it was going on. Did you hear her name at all?
This was released last year,
What time? What's the date?
June 10th. Almost a year ago.
All right, I'll stand corrected on that. I'm a grown man. I can take that.
Why would
But
you
like I
believe it?
said-
We're in a digital age here.
I
You
know.
can find out anything.
Bro, they did not. Bro, you did not hear her name. I was
I don't
looking for
want
her
it. I
name when
don't
it
really
happened.
care.
When it broke, I was looking like crazy. When did having an affair on your wife mean you're supposed to be fricasseed by a basketball organization?
You
I'm
know
sorry.
why? You
I don't
know
believe
why?
in
I don't
cheating.
agree with that.
No, wait a minute. You know why? Because when you're the head freaking coach, you're a leader.
You just
And
told me the
then-
head
Oh
coach don't
my
mean
God.
nothing.
This is not-
Here go the moral
This-
police now.
You just said
damn
the head
right.
coach
You're
don't
damn
mean
right.
nothing.
You're the
You
leader.
just said
and
the head coach don't mean nothing.
No,
Yes, it does.
I'm saying
Not
that,
you,
yo,
Van Cat. Van
Oh,
Cat said the head coach don't mean nothing because they in the same
he
position.
didn't say that. No, I'm
Yes,
the
he
one who
did.
said that.
No, you
No.
brought up the question, and he
No,
said,
Van Cat-
"I guess
Van
it
Cat
don't."
believes in coaching. I don't believe in
I
coaching.
believe in coaching. I
Then who-
believe
I'm
in
the one
coaching.
who don't believe in coaching.
All right, well, I hate both of y'all. Continue.
Goodness gracious. Michael, you're in rare form tonight. You're in rare form
know,
tonight,
right?
Michael.
Damn it. I don't like how they screwed that man over some moral shit, bro. I hate
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Ain't no morality clause in no damn contract.
Hell no. As much stuff as they shooting in their knees and their backs and all that. I don't want to hear nothing about morality from a sports team.
So you own an organization, and one of your employees just violate your marriage like that. You think that you're gonna just willy-nilly just get out of that unscathed?
Yo, what do
You really
I
believe?
keep hearing about this.
You
How
really
do you violate
believe
the
it?
marriage? Tell me that. What happened?
What?
I didn't hear about the violate the marriage.
No, the woman was a staffer.
It was
wasn't
just
the
a
wife.
staffer.
It was
Yeah, it
his
wasn't
wife.
the wife.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't the wife. It was just a staffer for the team.
You wrong too.
Yeah, no, it was a
Yeah,
staffer for the team. That's why I'm thinking, like, why are they overreacting? Because
Yes.
I get it. Okay, Venkat, I get it. If I own the team, somebody works for me and they're banging my wife, yeah.
Oh,
I
I'm
might
gonna kill your
put a
dog.
bullet-
That's how
I might put a
that's how I
bullet in
heard
your
it.
head. But
That's
the
how I
least
heard
I'm
it.
gonna do is fire you.
Yeah.
No,
But
it was
no,
just some
it
staffer.
wasn't
It was
his
a chick
wife.
under him.
Hmm.
It could have
See
been
what
like
I'm
his
saying now?
secretary or something. He probably was smashing her and probably got mad. That's probably what happened.
Yeah, she probably said, "I'm gonna get a lawsuit or something." I'd have paid her off and been like, "Cool, keep it
He
moving."
probably was hitting too, and when he found out the black guy was smashing, then he was like, "Oh hell no, I ain't going down like that." That's probably what happened. Allegedly.
Hey,
Allegedly.
and that's why the
Allegedly.
Celtics won't win the championship.
Well, they weren't going to win anyway. They weren't going to win anyway. Either they weren't going to win in the East, or they definitely ain't going to win in the West. Because I already knew the West was going to win it.
And I picked Miami to win, but only because I hate the Celtics and because I believe in Jimmy Buckets.
I want to read something to y'all real quick. So don't say anything until I'm done. But Max Strus, Caleb Martin, Gabe Vincent, Kyle Lowry. So what I just read to you are the starters on this current Heat team. I noticed I didn't mention Bam and I didn't mention Jimmy because they're like legitimate players. But the Miami Heat are basically steamrolling people with that roster. So I don't give a shit what anybody says. The Miami Heat are a legit team. I know nobody wants to give them credit, but I didn't have them beating Milwaukee. But they don't have Hero, they don't have Oladipo, and somehow they're beating Boston by 30 damn near, and they're stealing 2 at home. I mean, it's in Boston. It's crazy. And it's funny because when Miami won that first game in Boston, I think they said America gave Boston like 87% still going to win the series. Miami won that game. It went to like 72%. Miami won the next game. I think it went back up to damn near 80. Like everybody just thought that Boston was just gonna, this is just a fluke. Venkat said it best. I'd like to give Venkat credit when he says stuff because this is what he always says this in the playoffs. The playoffs are best when it's a best of 7 because then you're going to see who is better. And the Miami Heat are just a better team, even with all their injuries, than the Boston Celtics. Because in a best of 7 series, you're going to see who's the better team. And Miami is just the better team.
I got one comment, and that's it. This is what happens when the first trait you look for on a player on your team is to be a dog. That's what happens. Riley was like, Riley, he can shoot. He's like, is he a dog? He's a dog. Okay, what else he got? That's Riley's first characteristic. Everybody on the team, even the water boy, be talking shit. Like the whole squad is made up of gangsters. They got what's the name? OG on the bench.
Yeah, we still got
punch your mom
UD.
in the face.
I don't know why UD still.
You know why?
You
know why somebody got to punk Jimmy. Somebody got to punk Jimmy, and the only person that can do it is UD. You remember that little bump when he bumped the coach, and Spoelstra was like, "Do I got to put hands on Jimmy?" And UD was like, "Nah, bro, I got this. What you want to do?" And he was like, "Nothing."
Oh, speaking of bumping, who was that in? I think it was game 2 that got all up in Jimmy's face like he wanted to do something.
Oh,
And
Williams.
Yeah, and then Jimmy just was like pointing to the scoreboard and everything. And here's the thing: Boston in game 1 and 2 had the lead, like going into the later quarters, and Miami just went on these ridiculous ass runs. It's like they have zero respect for what Boston is doing, like legit zero respect for them.
Yo, last year when they had Ime Udoka, Boston was the #1 defense in the league. What happened this year?
But you remember that series went to 7 last year, and Boston almost barely won. Like that came down to like the last couple seconds.
Hey,
but Miami was the #1 seed last year, so now to being number 8, they're like legit playing with house money.
I tell you, when you let Jimmy get his rest on, you're gonna find out about playoff Jimmy.
So hopefully the Celtics win tonight. The Heat. The Heat win tonight, so we could just bury the Celtics.
So you're basically saying every player should be Kawhi Leonard then the maintenance. What do they call it? The maintenance schedule.
Load management.
Load management.
No.
Well, that didn't work out. That didn't work out well for Kawhi either. I mean, he's been doing that.
Kawhi was load managing, and he was like, "Fuck the team. I got to worry about me." Jimmy load manages while playing and letting other players get better. Like, you remember what he was saying about the Nuggets when he was like, Jamal got hurt, and then everybody else on the team had to step up while he was hurt. They got better because they had to step up in the new roles. Jimmy, he's playing the game, but making you have to step up. He made Tyler Hero have to step up to be the star because Jimmy was like, I'm not going to be the star today. You're the star today, Tyler. Let's go. Here go a pass. Let's go shoot the ball. Let's go. Hey, Strauss, you the #2 guy today. Boom, hit that shot. Boom, hit that. Jimmy scored 17 points and be chilling. He don't
Duncan
care.
Robinson.
He's just trying to get the win. Huh?
They got Duncan Robinson.
You feel me?
Who didn't even play last playoffs. He was on the bench last playoffs.
This is what I'm saying.
Season.
Anybody that'll take the third squad and beat the starters, I ride with you for life. Jimmy buckets.
So what these teams are showing, I hate to have to admit I hate to have to agree with Venkat. God knows I hate to have to agree with him. But like these teams, it's the more team that's winning now versus the superstar loaded. I mean, because look at Denver. Outside of the Joker, and I didn't even know who the hell the Joker was. So, and Miami has Jimmy and Bam. I don't think Bam is a superstar. He's a great player, but I don't think he's a superstar. But they're more team oriented. So your star player doesn't have to drop 30 or 40 every night. He can get everybody else involved. So are we moving? Because I don't think Ja Morant will ever win anything. I just don't. I don't think he's. I don't think he's. I don't think he's mature enough to win anything. But he's a superstar. But I don't think he'll ever win anything. He's always just going to be highlight reel material. That's it,
sir. #1, what you're saying now. I said when the big three, when what's his name, when Kevin Durant joined the Golden State Warriors, I said that was going to happen. I said there's going to be teams who are trying to get their big three, and when they do that, there's not going to be enough star players. So what other teams are going to do is they're going to start stacking their team with low first-round players and dog free agents and the players who would be #2s on this team, #2s on this team, number 3 on the championship team. Stock their team full of these guys that work well together, and then just hope somebody busts. And that's what they've been doing. That's what the Nuggets did. If you look at Sacramento, that's what they're doing. If you look at the Heat, that's what they're doing. Portland tried to do it, but they failed because they suck. If you look at the Knicks, that's what they're doing. If you look at what the Nets are doing now, after they got rid of their little 3, that's what they're doing. What's the guy? What's his name? The guy that they got from Houston?
Oh
no! Is it from Houston? No, what's the guy who's on the Bane? Nah, what's his name? I can't think about it. But the guy on the Nets, they got one guy and they got him surrounded by a bunch of dogs.
Oh, you're talking about are you talking about the guy on the Nets is Mikal Bridges.
Bridges, right. Bridges, That's what they doing. I'm telling
Which
you,
Portland is actually trying to acquire him right now.
they be stupid as hell if they let him go. This is what I'm telling you. That's what, matter of fact, look at OKC. That's what OKC was doing. That's what Cleveland was doing before they signed Homeboy.
Yeah, that was disappointing that that Cleveland Cavaliers team should be like doing a deep run right now with Donovan Mitchell and all these exciting young players they have. You did not think that they would be first round knockouts like that.
And you know who y'all better watch out for? I said it earlier. I'm gonna say it again. Them Houston Rockets. They got a bunch of young talent, and they got a fire head coach. Give him 2-3 years.
It's remaining to see if he was really a good coach or was he just benefiting from Tatum. We're gonna find out because it's a hard road with the Houston Rockets right now.
All right. So remember, I said this about Ime Udoka in Houston, and I said it. What was the other thing I said? I said about Green when he leaves Boston. We're gonna see what he gonna become. Remember, I said it.
I want to give credit to the Miami Heat because when you think back, like the first championship team in 2006, Pat Riley stocked that team with like what Michael is saying. You know, crafty veterans, good number
Antoine
2 guys,
Walker,
number 3.
Antoine Walker.
Right. It was a very smart thing to do. Some of these players, other teams didn't want or didn't think that they could do anything with them, and he wisely saw their value, put them on the team, and they ended up with a championship run. And this is the same kind of notion that today's Miami Heat is. A bunch of guys that are undrafted, a bunch of guys that are, not highly sought. But once he saw who they are as a person, their character, and the type of player they are, he was able to make them work together as one as a team. So that's what the strength of having a Pat Riley and that culture. That's how the culture is such a winning culture.
Does he go down as the greatest front office man?
He's going to be up there because Michael Jordan, sure enough, don't know how to do that. He's so angry,
second, but he can't be first.
Yeah.
Red Auerbach will always be first.
Yeah,
but Jordan will always be last. There's a 2-year-old who's going to be a GM in about 30 years, and he's already better than Jordan. Already coming out the womb, he was better than Jordan to be in the GM.
Yeah, I mean, every wrong move he could possibly make, he made.
And then lucked in the LaMelo Ball, and the countdown's already starting for when LaMelo Ball leaves.
Yeah. That's pretty bad when that's your best. He had so many opportunities. Even the past draft pick, he didn't get the number 1 pick. I mean, like, my God. So he'll blow it. He'll blow it with whatever he picks. That person will end up having some sort of drug addiction, or he'll get in a car crash or something. Something. It always happens. Like every pick he takes is like weak.
Bro, there's a blind woman who picked up a controller by mistake, and she's playing 2K right now, GM mode. She's already better than Michael Jordan. Already.
All right, fellas, this show was fun. This show I actually went way longer than I thought it was gonna go, but
my bad.
This was a really good, fun, interesting conversation. So,
wait, Trevor, hold on now. What about like our prediction? Okay, so let's just say the Heat does win tonight or eventually win the series.
I got the Heat winning. I got the Heat winning in.
So let's frame the argument. We're talking Denver Nuggets, Miami Heat, NBA Finals 2023.
I'm going all fanboy with this. I think in the playoff, when the lights are on, Jimmy Butler is gonna show up bigger than the Joker. I got the Miami Heat defeating the Denver Nuggets in 7 games.
That's literally what I was
okay. Let me listen to what you just said. The team that's undefeated at home in the playoffs is going to lose to the Miami Heat at home.
Miami's undefeated at home too.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
nigga, your argument.
I don't
Take
know.
that
I
L.
don't know. I don't know.
Miami's
Take that
undefeated at
L.
home too.
I don't
Take
know
that
about
L
that.
and hold it.
No, it's not a loss. It's not a loss because
Yeah, it is. You made a comment that was wrong, just like when I was wrong about the girl name.
Venkat, this one is strictly emotional. This is like if you ask me if the Dolphins are playing against a team that's favored by 4 touchdowns, I'm still gonna find a way to say the Dolphins are gonna win. So this is strictly emotional. I ain't see no matchups. I don't know is Tyler Hero gonna come back? Nothing. I'm saying Miami in 7 because when the lights are on the brightest, Jimmy is gonna shine.
So Jimmy. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead, Mike.
I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna go because I gotta go do some adulting real quick. But I'm gonna say this: the Heat in 7. I think everybody's gonna hold on to their home turf until Game 7, where Jimmy's gonna get some Gatorade. He gonna call LeBron up, borrow 2 of his hamstrings, and he gonna go crazy in Game 7. He gonna go crazy. I'm telling you, Jimmy, buckets, book it. Exo has spoken.
Well, it's going to be an interesting series because Jimmy Butler is awesome. However, Jamal Murray has been on fire as well. So he has his hands filled with Jamal Murray, let alone Joker. So I think in a series between the Heat, it's a 4-1 deal. It's a 4-1 deal. I feel
you're saying Denver in 5?
Yep.
They gonna get Bam Adebayo some cocaine. He gonna be all right.
One thing I will say, when it comes down to it, Miami could at least play defense.
Facts.
Miami Pat Riley teams notoriously could play defense in big moments.
Full of dogs.
So I got Miami and I mean, God, Venkat, you think they're gonna beat them in 5, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting.
So the playoffs start June 1st. So the
finals.
Yeah, the finals. Yeah. So whatever happens, the finals starts June 1st, and then we'll do a obviously we're gonna
what would be good is if possible, if we could like do after every game or at least every 2 games,
Boy, that one gonna be hard, but you know what that would literally have to be is like we'll have to do like one of them short.
Right. Like to the point, your reaction.
I have a show scheduled. I got a show scheduled with Dr. Mia June 1st. So there you go.
What time?
I think hers is at 8.
8 o'clock.
Yeah, 8.
Right. So do you do a 30?
The games is gonna start. Damn, those games gonna be late, man. Damn.
Yeah, they'll be done by about 10:30, 11 o'clock ish. So I don't know, like a quick reaction.
We'll see how that works.
A reaction video wouldn't be bad, like 30 minutes.
I just need 15 minutes to make fun of Venkat when they lose.
Because I still honestly I don't know what the hell's going on with our debate playoffs. There was supposed to be a debate last night. There's supposed to be a debate tonight. I have no idea what the hell's going on. So
what needs to happen with that is whenever someone postponed, it's an automatic win for the other person.
But these are the playoffs though, so they're trying to give them a shot though, because I
understand that. So I think
I still haven't told you guys.
Time.
I still haven't told you guys what happened with me, and I'm trying not to announce it because I'm waiting for Solar and Angel to say something. They haven't said anything publicly yet, so that's why I haven't said anything. But a lot of stuff that I got to do is being held up, based on what's going on with the playoffs. So I need to get it running so we could, I don't want to hold my shows up because I'm trying to work around the schedule because we have, like I said, there was supposed to be a debate last night. It got postponed, supposed to have been postponed till tonight. And now I still don't see it. So I'm just trying to figure out what the hell is going on. I mean, we're getting into summer. So I know people are going to be doing stuff, but I mean, this was the thing that I feared. I got to get, my time is very, very valuable when it comes to this stuff.
I think they should. I mean, after the second postponing, automatic, forfeit, and then it should be like a bye week, and then you just get advanced to the next round. I think just to move it on, because if you can't live up to, I understand if somebody gets sick or something, I understand that, but by the second time, that's a bit much. So I don't know. I don't think that they should have people waiting like that. It should just be boom, move on to the next.
I love
Yeah.
fellas.
All right, Mike.
be out.
Peace. All right,
All right, Mike.
we'll be here tomorrow at 6.
And you know, I agree, Van Cat. If you can't make it, get your ass out the way.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm trying to just, you know what I'm saying? Like it's frustrating to me because, you know, everything that happened, you know, with a former, you know, teammate or whatever, and then it's like we're limping through this, and now the playoffs have officially begun, and here we are back in that holding pattern because people just aren't doing what they're supposed to do. So yeah, it's frustrating to me though, because especially if it was where I was just only doing the podcast, you know, I'm only doing the podcast once a week, fine. But now that I'm doing so much over here, and I legit have people sending me messages like, hey, we want you to talk to this person. Can you interview this person? Or what do I have to do to set up this interview and stuff like that? And I'm like literally telling them, hold up, just I gotta wait until after the summer. Like, hold on, you know, like we got to see what's going on. So I hope things get rolling, man. So we could at least get that, you know, get that situated. But definitely, man, I this show was great, man. I appreciate boy, man, you never know what these shows, man, they turn out one way, but I love it. So I appreciate you guys coming through. We're gonna do it again tomorrow at 6:05, baby, live on the Superstation.
6:05. We're doing it live.
Yeah, we're doing it live, pal. We're gonna do it live.
Sorry.
But, yeah, tomorrow should be interesting. Tomorrow we're gonna do our predictions and preview of the Saudi Blood Money show, Night of Champions. I think it has a start time of 1:00. I think Saturday
it's
at
great
1.
because of the different time zone. So that's awesome.
So
that's awesome. I'm looking forward to
you
that.
Like the earlier shows?
Yeah. It remind me of like World Class. Like sometimes they used to have like earlier shows like that. That's nice.
Yeah,
if you get to watch it and you still have the whole night to do whatever.
You had a whole time to do whatever you want to do. Yeah, I guess I didn't look at it that way, but I mean, WWE's bills are shit, and the card is not great, but as they have shown us in the past, they do know how to put on a good day of show. But I am still going to blast them tomorrow, which I've grown accustomed to doing. And what I am going to also do tomorrow, I'm going to give a scenario. I'm going to give a scenario in my predictions that I think will immediately inject some life into the programming and will make it must see again. And if they listen or have anybody listening to it, I think if they do this will work, and this will be fantastic. So I'm going to give that tomorrow. 6:05 tomorrow. We live.
Yep, live.
So go Heat, go Florida Panthers. Everybody, the NBA playoffs start June 1st. So I do like that idea. We just have to figure out how we're gonna do it. Doing a live quick reaction show after every one. Because the games are what, every other day or every 3 days? How they're doing it?
Yeah, it should be like every other day, every 2 days, something like that.
All right, so we basically had to do it the next day. So it would have to be one of those things where we literally after work just jump on it and do it. So yeah, all right, we'll have to look at it and figure it out. But appreciate you coming on tonight.
All right, I'll see you tomorrow, 6:05.
All right, peace.
Yeah.
All right, Straight Talk Society. I'm getting ready to get out of here, man. No long closing tonight. Fantastic show. You ain't getting no breakdowns like that anywhere else. I don't care what anybody says. Nobody's breaking it down like that and can inject the humor and all that good stuff. It ain't happening anywhere else. Sorry. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. Make sure and like, share, subscribe, comment on the videos. Yeah, definitely subscribe to the channel so you know that when we're going live with each individual show and things like that. We got a bunch of stuff lined up. I mean, it's only up. Like I said, we are legit doing shows on a weekly basis where it's like 3 to 4 shows. If it's not coming from me, then it's coming from my wife and the ladies will pour your heart out. So like I say, we'll see you guys tomorrow for Wrestling with Reality. Wrestling with Reality, episode 8. We're gonna break down the Night of Champions card that's coming up this Saturday from Saudi Arabia. So I think that's all I got. Let me see, make sure. Yep, that's all I got. So until tomorrow, I'll leave you with these words. Always seek out the truth for yourself, because if not, you'll fall victim to other people's interpretations of them. Until tomorrow night, 6:05. Peace.